great things there. Of course, I think some bands coming down. Oh, and running the hot. And so, of course, that's the easier. Be sure to.
Oh, it says low battery. Oh wait, I know. Go integrate a webcam? Good. Let's go, baby. I'm a caller anyways, though.
He was like, get off the field, man. One of Timberlake's like assistant coaches.
One of the assistant coaches? What a bomb, dude. God, man. You're like, oh yeah, come right back. We'll have a coach for you.
there anything there?
Yeah, there. Just need new batteries.
Okay, are they double A or triple A? And how many?
We need 2 double A's.
2 double A's? That's it?
Wait,
She has them.
triple A's are like tiny, right?
Yeah.
Liam, it's about time here, buddy. What's your phone number? 9-553-67. Yeah. California. Only if you need it. Okay. Before Gordon does it.
I agree.
So we don't have to be stressing.
I agree. So let's see. I think Carter should be up here
I
soon.
don't think we can have this open.
Yeah, it's always loud. Yeah, let's see if I can get some mic input. Turn on the volume for both of those. Loading.
Okay.
Did you start the stream like on YouTube? Do you want to do that? You can just have like
I think it is streaming because
Pop
of how
football.
YouTube works.
it's mic test, mic test.
The headsets plugged in and are they turned up?
Yeah. Make sure. Oh. Hold up. This I think is so
Oh, there we go.
Here we go. Heck yeah. I'm done just having
Dude,
it off
for
spot.
once we
Dude.
don't have issues.
Listen to how crispy my voice. Oh my bad. I was too close. Listen how crispy my voice is on this mic.
That is-
Quality. Yeah, I love it. Fantastic. Are we already streaming?
Yeah, bro, that's what I'm saying.
2 live viewers, baby. Let's go.
That's what I'm saying.
Heck yeah. Schedule. That's exactly what we needed. We're live. We're two. Oh, we are. That one.
You know I get it.
You know?
God dang.
Do you got something?
Yeah, I think it needs a password.
It's a secure one. Dude, like just the foil crinkling is just so nice. I'll close this. Okay, wait, so we're streaming, right? That's what that means?
Yeah,
But our mics are up? Our mics are- No, we're not.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to our homecoming broadcast. Tonight we got the Lakeland Hawks facing off with the Timberlake Tigers, here with another edition of Hell of Hawks football. I'm Liam Bradford, along with my partner Ben Ryan.
Yes, sir, Liam. We're here for our homecoming night football game against Lakeland's inter-district rivals, the Timberlake Tigers. Super excited for this one to get going. Huge game for Lakeland. They're finally back home after 3 weeks on the road and excited. Starting to get a little bit healthy. We'll talk about that later in the broadcast. But I'm really excited for tonight's homecoming game, Friday Night Football. Lakeland Hawks, here we are, Liam, back again. It's been a couple weeks. Hawks have been on the road.
Yeah, it has, and I'm glad to be back up here calling the game. And the Hawks need a bounce back game as much as ever. They've been on a kind of a down streak a little bit lately, but have a great chance to turn it around here. Homecoming against Timberlake. We've got the stands are packed full, and we've got an electric matchup awaiting us between the Tigers and the Hawks.
Yeah, I'm really excited for this game to get going. Like we talked about a little earlier, the Hawks have really been suffering some big-time teams. I'm really excited to see how the Hawks. Lovey Wild, running back number 1 for the Lakeland Hawks, has been out recently with an injury. He is back this week, and he was back last week. He does have a slight injury in his right knee, so I talked to Coach Schroeder earlier before the game. He said he could be slightly limited in the playing time he gets on the field, so that'll be something to keep an eye out for tonight. Also, on the injury report for the Hawks, Ezra Benson tonight with the concussion. Not the news the Lakeland Hawks wanted to hear, as they're trying to get healthy. However, a big one is they do get Jace Taylor back on the field for the Lakeland Hawks. Not a quarterback, as he did play for a couple weeks after Hayden Benson's injury, but he's at wide receiver 1. Coach Schroeder has decided to stick with Peyton Hellman right now, that quarterback. He's been doing solid. Obviously been struggling with the injuries the Hawks have been struggling with. But Coach Schroeder is letting Peyton Hellman roll today.
Yeah, I like that decision because Peyton has, he's got a very quarterback mindset, and I think he's going to be in the future. So I think it's best to be giving him time and giving him reps on varsity as a sophomore, so that as a junior and a senior he can ball out up there. And Jace Taylor, we saw him out there against Sandpoint. I would say he's just as efficient as a receiver as he is as a quarterback. He's kind of that dual threat. I say if you get him on some slant routes, he can be just as effective in there. And of course, you mentioned Lovey Wild. That goes without saying. 106 yards per game so far. That's tied for first in the state for 4A. It's going to be pretty big to have Lovey back. The Sandpoint expected the run last week, and the Hawks had to resort to some passing in the second half. I think we can expect some more ground and pound in this one, but also Peyton Hillman has been passing the ball better back there in the pocket, so I think the Hawks offense is going to have a good game here against Timberlake.
Oh yeah, I'm excited to see how the Hawks do against this Timberlake defense. Coach Schroeder really harps on how well this Timberlake team does in the trenches. Their D-line and their O-line are their main strengths. And he talks about how their program has a lot of tenure. What they do, they're good at it, which is a lot of smash-mouth, hard-hitting football, which is really what Lakeland, our style of play as well. So I'm really excited to see how the Lakeland Hawks, they're a little bit newer to this style, as Coach Schroeder has implemented it over the last 1.5 years now. And the Timberlake Tigers have been playing this kind of football for years. So I'm really excited to see how those clash tonight. Really, I'm expecting a really great game here. Like we said, inter-district rivals. It's a homecoming game. This is a huge game for the Lakeland Hawks, trying to bounce back. They haven't been able to get a win since our last broadcast. They came up empty on the road, but like we said, they're becoming healthy. They're bouncing back and hoping to end the season with a bang. Yeah, definitely. And I talked to head coach for Timberlake, Coach Amos, and he said that this is definitely going to be a game that's won in the trenches. I asked him if there's anything aside from the run game that they're expecting from Lakeland, and he said that's pretty much it. He said, all they're anticipating is a run game, and if they stop that, then they can get the win. And he said it's definitely going to be a battle in the trenches, and with that dual split back in the backfield for Timberlake, it's going to be a ground and pound type game today, Ben. Yeah, absolutely. Super excited to see what we have going. Still got about 30 13 minutes away from 7 o'clock, but man, I'm excited for tonight. You know, we've had homecoming week and spirit week all week, and tons of hype around this game. We had the homecoming assembly earlier where the football team was able to come down and sing the fight song for the school. And man, I'm just super excited to see how the Lakeland Hawks come out with this electric atmosphere tonight. Tons of the Lakeland and Rathdrum community, as well as tons of students out here tonight. So super excited for this game.
Yeah, I gotta love the energy you get out here on homecoming night. You know, it's just nothing like it. You know, see the stands are absolutely full. You know, from feels like 6 o'clock the parking lot is full. You know,
Oh, yeah.
It's just different here on homecoming night, and you see the you know, the whole school is kind of you know, anticipating this game, and you know, I think the team is just ready to get out there and end that 4-game losing streak after they started the year 3-0. And you know, I think Coach Schroeder's looking to put some respect on his name and you know, get back in the win column. So I think we can expect a good game from the Hawks here, but it's going to be no easy task against the Tigers.
That's true, yeah. Timberlake's looked great this year. They've got a couple of guys that are real good athletes. I know that, yeah, like we talked about, their run game is really what their bread and butter is. Lots of in the trenches going. I've been able to talk to some of the linemen on the Lakeland side of the ball, and they just cannot talk enough about how quick these Timberlake linemen are off the ball, how quickly they get off and hit you and blow holes open for those running backs. So that'll be huge tonight for Lakeland Hawks. Control the war inside. We'll be harping on that all night. We'll sound like a broken record, but I'm sure we'll bring.
Yeah, absolutely. And you saw Sandpoint with Max Frank just pounding the ball last week, and the Hawks really had no answer for it, specifically in the first half. And you know, coming out here, they're just going to need to be able to attack better with their running backs. You know, they've given up a solid amount of points, maybe like 151 points in the last 3 games combined. So the Hawks defense is going to need to bounce back in this one, and like you mentioned, it starts with the run game for Timberlake, especially with that 2 running backs in the backfield. You really don't know where the ball's going, so they got to be on top of that and maybe load the box.
Yeah, absolutely, Leo. I'm excited for it.
Yeah, of course.
I think we'll be right back, right?
Yeah, we'll be right back with this
Absolutely.
Lakeland Hawks homecoming game, and don't go anywhere.
True. Go Hawks.
Hawks, Tigers. Will the Hawks be welcomed to the jungle, or will the Tigers be taken down by the Hawks? We've got a good one here at Corbett Field. I'm Liam Bradford, joined by Ben Ryan, and everyone in the stands is anticipating a great matchup here between the 4A Hawks and the 3A Tigers. The Hawks need to win this game to stay in playoff contention for the remainder of the year. Moving forward, after losing to Sandpoint last year, the Hawks really have no wiggle room whatsoever. They've got to win next week against Moscow, and they've got to win this one against Timberlake. So it's no easy game, but it's a must-win for the Hawks, and I think.
Oh, absolutely. Super excited to see what the Hawks are doing. We're fighting tooth and nail right now for our season. 2 more games left in the regular season. We need to win them both to end up with a winning record here to finish this 2023-2024 season. Homecoming night, super electric seeing the Hawks run out of that onto the field. Fireworks behind them, smoke going off. Homecoming night, man, I'm excited for tonight.
Ladies and gentlemen,
And just cannot wait to get going.
at this time,
Yeah, it's going to be an absolute thrill of a game tonight, and the Hawks just eager to get back in the win column, as I mentioned. And, I think the key to that is going to be running the football.
I invite you to join Israel
Absolutely.
and Medihab as they honor America and we salute our troops around.
Whose broad stripes and bright stars. Say does that star-spangled
With that underway, we just have the starting lineup introductions, and then we're just about ready for kickoff, Liam. Friday night football, here we go.
Yeah, it's been too long since we've been up here at Corbett Field, and the Hawks started off this season 3-0. Started off the year on the road, beat Preston, came to Corbett Field and got a big win against Lake City, 2nd year in a row, and then they beat Pullman, and it was a great game looking up, and then the injuries just started to attack them in that West Valley game, and that was the first game I've lost as a broadcaster, so I take that seriously, and as we have some big games in the Inland Empire this week, and specifically the post-Falls Coeur d'Alene game. That's probably going to determine who wins the 5A, the defending Trojans or the preseason favorites, the Vikings, who have their lineups just absolutely glorious.
Oh, totally. Both of those teams across the way from Lakeland, we've already faced them both. We know what they can do. 2 powerhouse 5A schools. Legendary programs, very well put together teams. Man, I'm excited to see how that one turns out. In North Idaho's at that game, so really excited to see how that one turns out, almost as much as I am to see how well the Lakeland Hawks are able to take care of the Timberlake Tigers tonight. This is a big one. IEL. And yeah, the 5A, both of those teams in Coeur d'Alene and Post Falls really have a good chance at winning state this year for football. Coeur d'Alene took down last year's reigning champs in Rigby. I'm excited to see how Post Falls response to Coeur d'Alene. So I'm really excited to predict some games now, Leo. Let's get it.
Yeah, who would you have in that Coeur d'Alene Post Falls game? I think that's about as close as it gets for me. That's two powerhouse programs.
Oh, absolutely. I've had to think about this one all week, and it's a tough pick for sure. That being said, I will pick the slight underdog and take Post Falls on the road, beating Coeur d'Alene, going back to back. They just have such a stunning lineup. Tevin Burns there in the backfield. Post Falls, wideouts like Alex Shields. Man, they have a lot of talent on that team, and but I'm really excited to see how they do against the stacked. So I will take Post Falls, and I'm gonna say it's gonna be 28-24 Trojans.
Yeah, that's a great pick, and I think it could really go either way. And I don't think it's gonna be a blowout, but you know, I think that Coeur d'Alene defense is just too stingy and too good, and you know, even in their games that they've lost, their defense has looked pretty strong. They've yet to get 30 points this season. So give me the Vikings 21-10.
Totally valid, man. That game could go either way. Really excited to see how that one goes.
How about in this Lakeland game here? We've got a pretty big game coming up here. I think personally, if I were to predict, I would say that it's going to be a close one, closer than most people would predict. You know, the Hawks got a huge win last year at homecoming, absolute blowout, and I don't think that's going to happen this year. I think Timberlake's got a good squad, and regardless of how good Lakeland plays, this is going to be a game. And you know, I think I could see the Hawks coming out of here with the win, 34-21.
Oh, absolutely. This is a game, it's actually kind of special to my heart. It's obviously my senior year for homecoming for both of us. Our senior year, our homecoming game, so obviously it's a big one. But not only that, but these guys on the Timberlake lineup, I grew up playing football with these guys in elementary school and stuff, so I know a ton of these guys. Multi-sport athletes, lots of basketball players and football players. Timberlake. And man, I'm excited to see how this one turns out. I mean, both sides of the ball, just whole lot of talent. Really excited to see how this turns out. That being said, all those good things about Timberlake, I am going to pick the good guys, Lakeland Hawks, and I'm going to put us on top 35-31 tonight against the Timberlake Tigers. I'm really excited for this game to get going for sure. Interested to see how the Lakeland defense steps up in hopefully a way that they weren't quite able to last week against Sandpoint. Yeah, just so stoked for kickoff. And we're just about ready to go as the Timberlake Tigers did win that coin toss. They elected to defer. Lakeland will receive to begin this game. That's always kind of nice on homecoming, you know. Hopefully put some points on the board here early. Get this game going for the Lakeland Hawks. Obviously, Timberlake does get the advantage of receiving the second half, but I hope right now, if the Lakeland Hawks come out, slow, methodical drive down the field, punch one in the end zone to start off with this homecoming game, get this crowd going. Man, that'd be exactly what the doctor ordered. So here comes kickoff.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a huge first drive for the Hawks here. They got to gain momentum and you know, hopefully carry some of that momentum that they picked up in the second half last week into this week. You know, they played an excellent second half against Sandpoint. Outscored them 21-14, and if it wasn't for pick six in the end zone, it could have been 28-7. So, you know, this Hawks offense has proven that they can get it done in the passing game and the running game. And, you know, we'll see what they do here as running back Lovey Wild is going to take this kick pretty far past the 35. And there's nothing quite like watching Lovey Wild run under the Friday Night Lights on Kirby Field.
Oh, absolutely. He's just a huge guy to get back. Obviously, his injury in that game against West Valley, that was a huge hit to the Hawks offense. He's just such a pivotal role. See him with a little bit of a statement run now, back on his home field, starting to get a little bit more healthy. As we talked about, Coach Schroeder is still looking at maybe limiting that time. That'll be something that we'll talk about throughout this game, how much Lovey's able to get in. But that being said, love to see that tough return on the kick return, get the Lakeland Hawks good starting field position. Let's see what they do with it.
Hillman handing it off on first down, and that's a nice run pick. Down, and a great run there from Peyton. Picking up over 20 yards on the first down run.
talking about how he's going to have some limited minutes, how some other guys are going to need to step up. And man, Sardina, that'd be huge if we can see something from him tonight on homecoming. Yeah. Junior and Sardina just a sophomore coming out with big explosive runs.
And this River game, if they can get their plus on first down, and now we see Lovey Wild checking into the game. RB1 hasn't even played it down yet. Man, this is such a deep backfield when Lovey's healthy. It's just, it's something to be reckoned with, and I think they're going to be running the ball a lot this game, especially with Ezra Benson out, and Lovey Wild takes the corner all the way down the
could not have gone better if Mike Schroeder would have created it. So, I mean, wow, what a great side of the 10 down to the 6 for the Lincoln Hawks in 3 running plays. I mean, wow, the Lincoln Hawks are really making a statement. I mean, Coach Schroeder could not talk enough about how much the Hawks needed to win in the trenches of this game, how important that would be against this tough Timberlake defense. And man, they are doing it well to start out this first drive. 3 plays, 50 yards.
Excellent. Hillman under center. We got a false start called on Burmeister. That kills the momentum right there. But yeah, as you mentioned, as we've been talking about last week against Sandpoint, the Hawks kind of went away from their roots a little bit, started passing the ball, and they found some success. But without Ezra Benson this week, I think they're going to revert back to their roots a little bit and start running the ball a lot more. And, if you see 3 guys that can run the ball for 10+ yards on their first carry of the game, why not run it? And Clyde Hobbs is thrown to the ground. What a play. Simpson. Talon. Nice play for Timberlake. Throwing Hobbs into the turf.
Yeah, Talon Braun. I know Talon, man. Big guy, he's coming at you hard. And that's just a little bit of that Timberlake D line that we've been talking about in all the pregame. How much they're ready to go and come out, and they're not afraid to. They're not going to be backing down against this bigger school in the Lakeland Hawks. They're bringing it to them, especially on the line.
Yeah, and they know the run's coming, but here it's a pass to Rome Riley, a quick slant, and is he in?
Down yard line. That would have been huge for Roan. He's a senior on this Lakeland Hawks team to punch that one in, get the first touchdown of the night, and get this stuff rolling. But good to see him already early contributing. Timberlake, I mean, I was expecting run. I know usually with the conventional team, they're not running on 2nd and 10, but the Lakeland Hawks aren't a conventional team, so now we'll see what they do to punch it in here. Looks like Hillman takes it himself for the first touchdown. Get on the board, go up 6-0, 7-0, pending this extra point by Owen. Huge statement drive by the Lakeland Hawks. They are back there, somewhat healthy, and they are ready. And we got fireworks going in the background. Huge first drive for the Lakeland Hawks. They control the trenches. Rob Riley comes out with a shoulder shrug. He wished he would have had that touchdown, but really he's just glad his team's able to get forward here early against the Timberlake Tigers.
Yeah, very underrated play. I think you don't see that enough. He got the ball on the 1-yard line, half-yard line. See, Owen Forsman boots it through there. Yeah, why not go for the quarterback sneak? Jason Kelsey always says it works 92% of the time. After that one, Peyton Hillman into the end zone easily, and the Hawks up 7-0. And that was what they needed right there, was to get some points on the board, and they did it through the run game. We had a 20-yard run for 20-plus yard run from Peyton Sardina, 13-yard run from Clive Hobbs, and then a 20-yard run from Lovey Wild. I don't know what else you can ask for. And then Roan Riley sets him up for the Peyton Hillman QB sneak. That's Hawks offense to a T, and they only passed the ball once, and they were still able to get the ball into the end zone.
Oh, absolutely. And Peyton Hillman, I mean, cannot talk enough about how this kid, just a sophomore, he's had to come in, tons of pressure tonight, obviously, with the homecoming game. He's had injuries all around him, but man, he has stepped up. He delivered a great pass to Roan Riley, get them down to the 1-yard line, kept his poise, kept his cool, Made a great pitch to Lovey that opened up that 20-yard run, and then was able to sneak it in himself for the touchdown. Use his length. Peyton's a good 6', 6'1" guy. Is able to get in there, and man, like we talked about, just see what the Tigers do to respond.
Yeah, Hillman had a little bit of a slow start, but also not easy. Where his first 2 complete games were against Post Falls and Coeur d'Alene, possibly the 2 top teams in 5A. So no, I don't think you can really judge him off of that. And I like how Coach Schroeder has left Hillman in there and is letting him get his experience and continue to improve each week. And we saw his biggest improvement last week, where he threw 3 touchdowns in the second half to 3 different receivers, and almost threw another one as well, where he threw an interception in the end zone. Unfortunate, but he had the Hawks offense moving, and it wasn't necessarily through the run game. They were airing the ball out. So seeing a sophomore just go out there and keep his poise and be able to make passes and not get sacked and make the wrong read is just really impressive. And I think Hillman's just going to continue to get better.
Yeah, it's great to see just how comfortable he is starting to become in this offense. Has a great run. Cooper Lenz, he's one of those guys that I've known for a long time. He is a heck of an athlete, Cooper Lenz. He is changed here in his senior year. And Peyton come into his own a little bit. He's had a couple weeks. Obviously, that second half against Sandpoint, he really started to get rolling. But yeah, like you said, it's tough to come in and face 3 powerhouse schools in Idaho football, in Sandpoint, Post Falls, and Coeur d'Alene right off the bat. So I'm interested to see how he does tonight against Timberlake. A little bit of a smaller school, team that's not quite as coveted as the Trojans, Vikings, or Bulldogs, but definitely still tons of talent on the defensive and offensive side. So yeah, really great to see him come out early. Hope he's able to keep that going.
Yeah, 4-yard gain. Then we see a little bit of a 2-headed monster back there for Timberlake. You got 2 running backs back there almost every play, as lining up behind their quarterback, Cole Meidinger, who's going to be handing it off quite a bit tonight, I would assume. And Cooper Lenz is just forward. Does not want to go down, and it's going to bring up 3rd and about 3 here.
And like we said, both of these programs, really similar game plan. Get the ball to your running backs and smash it off the other teams, and smash it into their mouths, hit them right in the face, and keep this run game going. Yeah, Vaughn Higgins is another one of those guys, great athlete. I've known Vaughn since we were 5 years old. And man, that guy, his entire life has just been a heck of an athlete, great basketball player, great football player, also a great track athlete. So, Cooper.
Jumps off sides.
Man, there's another penalty for the Hawks. Mental mistakes that have costed us just a little bit early. The last false start penalty ended up being okay, but that's something you don't see a lot from this group. Mike Schroeder does a really good job of keeping these guys disciplined and on that stuff like tough snap counts. So hopefully we don't see that a lot more from the Lakeland Hawks. It's a little bit of a rarity for Lakeland.
Yeah, and they've seen Scarcella jump a few times this year so far, so continue to keep an eye on that tonight. And caught and burst the speed, picking up near the first down. I'm not sure if he got it yet, but Jacob Yetter out of the backfield making that catch is going to be a little bit short, but man, picking up speed on the left sideline, pushed out of bounds, just shy of the first down. Going to be 2nd and 2 here.
Yeah, Jacob Yetter, another guy who's a heck of an athlete. His older brother, Zach Yetter, was also a great athlete for Timberlake, both in football and in basketball. And now Jacob doing exactly what his brother did, bring tons of athleticism and speed. That's another guy I've known since I was about 5 years old. I know a lot of see him doing his best out there, obviously rooting for Lakeland tonight, but he's a guy who'll make a big impact as well.
Yeah, the first down run there by Higgins, and I think, important to note that a lot of these guys that they're seniors, and this team is filled with seniors. Plenty of seniors on both sides of the ball, and I think having that type of experience is going to lead them to be able to make more smart plays down the stretch in this one. Ranger takes the snap, hands it off. And Lenz up the middle, brought down by Gerald Diego and company after a gain of about 3.
The Tigers are able to get into Lakeland territory. Now we'll see if they're able to make a stand after giving up a couple first downs. This is what's important right now for these types of stops. Obviously, we're still really early into the game, but these type of drives are the ones that the Lakeland Hawks need to work on, where you give up a couple first downs, but you bounce back from it. You don't let it get in your head. You don't get down on yourselves. You just keep pushing, and hopefully we'll see Lakeland get a stop here. We don't Timberlake tie this game right back up.
Yeah, and Timberlake's going to try to tire out that Lakeland defense, so it's going to just be a matter of switching guys in and out so they can stay fresh.
Man!
Popped on the play.
What a hit!
Terry Davis giving it to him. Putting it
Great trade, Terry!
Terry Davis.
A big way here for the Lakeland Hawks from that line. We'll see if the Hawks are now able to hold Timberlake on this third down.
And Terry Davis has been a part of this defense for this year and last year. Last year they didn't use him as much, but you still saw him getting in there, making hard hits. And then this year, just an absolute dog on the defensive side of the ball. He's just a bowling ball back there, just throwing his ball, throwing himself at the defenders, just knocking them over like pins.
Oh, yeah. Great. Sardina again, this time on the defensive side, making a big play.
Sardina has already got a big offensive play in this game, and now he gets a big defensive play.
See what the Timberlake Tigers look to do here. Looks like Cole Meidinger, quarterback for the Tigers, he's staying out there. I think they're going for this one. 40, not a terrible idea here. But this would be huge if Lakeland Hawks are able to get a stop and get this good field position. And he goes off. It looks like Timberlake will punt. A little bit of a trick punt right there. And pretty well placed. Stay in. Wow, it does. What a punt.
Amazing
From
punt.
Timberlake. I think that was Vaughn Higgins. Shout out my man Vaughn, multi-athlete. Guess he can kick a little bit too. Timberlake with a little trick punt, and man, just when I thought the Lakeland Hawks with a stop on fourth down, Timberlake punts, pins them well inside the 5, down to about the 2-yard line. We'll see what the Hawks can do here. I mean, it'd be great to see a 97-yard drive, but yeah, really nice play on that punt for the Timberlake Tigers.
Throughout this season, the importance of special teams, and I think Timberlake is gonna, harp that a lot in this game as well, and play some good special teams, because that's the only way you can beat the Hawks, because they've always got good special teams in every aspect of the game. And a good punt like that to pin them down inside the 5 is just how you do it. If you're Timberlake, you gotta love that.
Yeah, and it's scary down here. You don't want to give up a safety this early in the game that could really flip some momentum towards Timberlake's way as that run got stopped. I guess just right about the line of scrimmage, but definitely don't want, this tough Timberlake D-line to get inside and try to tackle these Lakeland runners in the end zone. I can't see Lakeland doing anything but another run play here, so we'll see what we got here. That being said, Hillman is set up in the shotgun with Wild to his left, and it will be a pass.
Oh no!
Risky play for the Hawks. It does not pay off. The Timberlake Tigers right on cue get the safety set up by Vaughn Higgins off of the trick play. Who decided to go for a pass, and it did not go well.
Junior Jeremy Herbert jumped in there and just absolutely wreaked havoc. Pulled up the safety, and a nice play there by Herbert and Holbert. What a great play to bring down Hillman for the safety.
Man, that totally, like we said, that's going to be a pretty big momentum flip. Now the Lakeland Hawks scoreless and the ball back. Timberlake puts some points on the board. It's just 2, but they're going to get the ball back too with probably pretty solid field position. Defense is going to have to come right back out there on the field and get another good stop.
Example of what special teams can do for you. It's confirmed that was a 45-yard punt by Vaughn, hitting the Hawks back on there too. And people say field position doesn't matter because it's possible the Hawks could march down there, but you see field position playing a big key in this one so far. Hawks sacked in their own end zone and get sacked for a safety. Peyton Hillman just had nowhere to go with the ball, had no time to think, and the Hawks defense is right back out there.
All there by Coach Amos, the little trick punt. We haven't seen that very often. Earlier in the season, I think the Hawks' first game of the year against Lake City, they pulled that one out a couple times. Type of thing.
Yeah.
So seeing that from Timberlake, wow. really just a great weapon they have there.
And you never want the safety, but seeing Owen Forsman just to see how far he can kick the ball is going to be fun.
That's true. I know. He's lined up on the 20, and I'm like, man, I really want to see him blast this past those Timberlake returns. And man, does he, as Cooper Lentz has to back up all the way to his own 50. Hawks able to cover him. And Lentz. Oh, he cuts that field. Whoa. Brought down to the 40-yard line. Man, he almost got away from Lakeland. As you see teams punting is just to get the ball up in the air, give their return team some time, make sure they don't return anything for a touchdown on a safety. But obviously the Hawks have faith in Owen Forsman. He's got a great leg. Already verbally committed to Division I, University of Idaho.
And that ball went 65 yards.
I mean, yeah, that was I mean, any other time, that's, sailing out the back of the end zone, but right there.
And Riley Sachs missing the tackle. He's got to be kicking himself after that one.
Yeah.
Nice play there. Combined tackle there by Braden Thierry and number 49, Will Pete. Pete's been a big piece of this defense this year, the sophomore. It's going to be a big piece of this defense moving forward as well. Making plays, and he's always got his nose in the backfield.
Yeah, absolutely. A lot of Hawk talent, both on the offensive side and defensive side of the ball. We've already seen that with Sardina on both sides of the ball. Clyde Hobbs running the ball well, Levy Wild running the ball well, and a big play there by Will P. He's another one of those young guys that, man, he just makes a lot of fireworks. Oh, handoff.
What?
For the Timberlake Tigers, and there is a flag on the field. We'll see what this one is. Comes in just a little bit late. Didn't come from the back, so you wouldn't think it would be a hold, as there is a player down on the field.
It's going to be on the Hawks.
Number
21. Timeout on the field.
Simmons is down. What was that penalty call, Liam? Did you see that?
Not quite sure what it is, just saw that it was called against Lakeland.
Not sure what it was. I did see the lineman on the Lakeland Hawks side indicating to the Lakeland Hawks that they had to scoot back from the sideline, like they were being too close to the sideline. The lineman does get a certain amount of room past the out of bounds that the Hawks are not supposed to be in, and he was indicating they needed to back up. I'm not sure if that had anything to do with the penalty call, or if he was just like their sideline. No. Either way. You don't see that all the time. Depends on the referee how strict he is. He wants that free sideline range. It's like this guy's not
Mighty
going to
your
take
hands it off.
Like that.
Yes. Wow, Cooper Lentz. And touchdown, Tigers. Showing off his speed, getting to the end zone, and once he's got open field, boy, the Hawks can do nothing about it. Cooper Lentz just booking it to the end zone.
Absolutely. Great yards after contact there by Cooper Lentz. I mean, yeah, tough guy to bring down, and as soon as you don't, he turns on the burners and he is gone. But yeah, just a heck of a running back. We've already harped on him a little bit. It looks like the Tigers will be going for 2 here to expand this to a 3-point lead. Runs up that right sideline, and here he comes again. This time is not. Hold there on the 2-point conversion.
By Riley Sachs.
Well, it's just a 1-point game.
Ripping his leg out from under him and not allowing him to get in and extend this to a 3-point lead. Just a 1-point lead for Timberlake. What do you think is going to be the keys to pulling out the victory for the Hawks and ending that 4-game losing streak in this one?
Well, I think one of the things that will be pretty key will be that all night. We'll see how well if Timberlake, if that was just to expand this lead to 10-7, or if that was more of a play because we'll see how their place kicker does later on in this game. So that could be a big one, especially in a close game like this. I mean, Lakeland Hawks are very confident in Owen Forsman. He blasts him from 50 yards while yawning. So yeah, that could be that would be a big part of it, and also just obviously stopping the run game for both teams. Lakeland Hawks with a little bit of a younger, a little bit of a wider spread contingent of running backs. Timberlake kind of has their 2 main guys in Higgins and Lenz, a couple of great athletes. Dudes who have done multiple sports their whole lives, and great running backs, a couple of seniors, seasoned veterans on this Timberlake team. So, yeah, I'm really excited to see how it goes from here. Yeah, but I said all night it'll be the run game and it'll be special teams for the Lakeland Hawks to come back in this game.
Yeah, so far both teams have had no problem running the game offensively. We'll see if the Hawks are going to be able to continue this on this drive here. Lovey Wild taking out the kickoff past the 25.
Lovey Wild on the carry.
I think they're going to need to maybe spread the ball out a little bit in this game. You know, show a little bit of that passing that they did last week. You know, even without Ezra Benson out there, you still got Jace Taylor playing receiver, and you know, I think with Timberlake expecting the run, you know, flat out Coach Amos told us that he's not expecting anything but run all game long. And I think that the Hawks will get away with a few passes, maybe not on their own end zone. And Hillman is going to be rolling right here to throw it deep.
Oh, he's got Jared Yeager! Wow! Peyton Hillman with an absolute dime, and that is what Coach Schroeder. Wow, what a throw! Peyton Hillman, the moon ball right there, drops it right in the bucket for Jared Yeager. Jared Yeager snag, brings it in. Huge play there by the Lakeland Hawks, trying to get back this momentum from the Timberlake Tigers, already within all enforcement field goal range. Wow, huge play.
What a perfect by Hillman, and you see him just on cue.
And there he goes again! Rob Riley wide open in the... Wow! As his senior homecoming night, and wow, what a pass by Peyton Hillman. Two of them. Jared Yeager, Rob Hillman, and wow, the Hawks retake the lead.
The arm on this kid, folks, is unbelievable. We've seen
Oh, man.
an absolute dot, and I want to know. Beautiful pass to Jared Yeager, perhaps the best one he's thrown. When you have Peyton Hillman roll out like that, when you've got a defense, as I just mentioned, that is expecting the run, you've really got a lot more room to make passes. Open, and Roan Riley in the back corner. Peyton Hillman got him wide open with a perfect throw to that pylon.
Great throw. What a route run by Roan. Senior leader on this team. One of the top receivers, especially with Ezra Benson out. He's kind of wide receiver one is Roan Riley. Guy who's a heck of an athlete. Wow, what a catch. He finds the open space, and man, Peyton Hillman delivers.
Yeah, and you know Roan's going to take advantage of any opportunity he gets coming out here as the wide receiver one, and he is not going to let that go. He wasn't going to drop that no matter what. Making the catch in the end zone, hauling it in, because you know, for as much as Hillman set him up for success, he's still got to complete the play, and he did. So props there to both Hillman and the Hawks going for two here. Handed it off to Lovey
Punches
Wild.
it in to extend this lead to 15-8. That is a secure 7 points, touchdown, or an extra point away from the Timberlake Tigers. And man, the Lakeland Hawks answer on offense. Love to see that. Like we talked about, I mean, no one really saw the Hawks slinging the ball going into this season, into this game. Pretty much all season long, no matter who's been at quarterback, whether it's been Hayden Benson, Peyton Hillman, Jace Taylor this year for the Hawks, the run game is definitely taking dominance. Peyton Hillman, Coach Mike Schroeder really just shows his confidence in the young quarterback. Kid has a heck of an arm. Puts him right on a dime for both Yeager and Roan Riley. Punches into the end zone, and Hawks snatch momentum right back here from the Tigers.
Yeah, number 18, Peyton, kind of looking like Peyton Manning right now. Just airing the ball out with ease. And I think the thing with him is he just looks really relaxed there right now. He was maybe a little bit tense getting in there, his first varsity appearances earlier in the year, but I think he's officially settled into that QB1 role that he's probably going to be in for the remainder of the season. Just absolutely two great throws there. And how about the Hawks putting points on the board through the air? Not what you expected, as you mentioned, but you know, anything that works. And you see, like I mentioned, the Hawks last really showed their ability to pass the ball, and they've continued it, especially on that drive there with 2 dots from Peyton Hillman. And the Hawks have a touchdown lead here on homecoming night, and Forsman boots it away.
And that one goes into the end zone. Speaking of the end zone, we wanted to give a quick shout out and thank you to those members of the End Zone Club tonight for the Lakeland Hawks down there. I mean, they got a tent, they got a basket full of goodies, they got a great seat to watch this Lakeland Interdistrict homecoming football game. We just want to give a huge shout out to you guys watching. We appreciate your support for sure, and we're just so excited to keep calling this game for you guys all night long for sure.
And glad to have anyone watching the broadcast, continue to cover football as well as we can as, Lakeland trying to get back in the win column in this one. Starting off pretty strong so far in a game that's looking like it's going to be a ground and pound battle in the trenches, although the Hawks did just air the football out down the field for a quick touchdown.
Absolutely. Now we'll see how that Hawks defense responds with that big energy jolt coming from the offense. A lot of these guys two-way players, so they were on that field as Lakeland was scoring that touchdown. Not almost, a lot of these guys are two-way players, so we'll see if that energy helps contribute now on defense as they try to stop this Timberlake running attack.
Might have your hands off to Higgins. Higgins and the big running back out of bounds just shy of midfield. A big pickup there. Higgins, who's kind of doing it all out there today.
Yeah, absolutely. Vaughn Higgins, I mean, one of my closest guys from elementary school days. I remember backyard football. We did that pitch out to Vaughn, and bam, he was gone. And just seeing that out here tonight, I mean, he's a little bit bigger now than he was then, but great to see. He's still got that speed, that athleticism out there on the sideline. Timberlake Tigers are feeling good on offense.
And we see a handoff there by Caius Tebby. And he's tackled after about 5 yards. As we see after that Rowan Riley touchdown and the Owen Forsman kickoff there, you got 2 people running for homecoming royalty. And Ryan on there for homecoming ballot. How's that feel? Senior year, out here for your senior homecoming, watching some of your classmates, it's like Rowan Riley, Owen Forsman, who are also on the ballot, balling out, and you're up here doing your thing.
Oh, absolutely, man. I mean, it's been a great honor to be elected in the homecoming royalty by my fellow students, fellow seniors, and it's just been really exciting. Earlier today, we got to go out to the parade and be a part of that as part of the homecoming royalty. And tonight, obviously, at halftime, we'll get a rollout on the floor. I'll be whipping a golf cart out on the football field tonight for our homecoming royalty. It's been super great. Yeah, obviously, I'm right alongside guys that I've known Owen Forsman, Rowan Riley, guys like Lincoln Woods, who's a little bit coming in from Coeur d'Alene. Guy Trey Quintana, good 5th grade. But yeah, it's just an honor to be out there with those guys, and obviously all the ladies getting ready for competing for homecoming queen, and yeah, that's just been a great thing. Obviously tonight we're here for a football game, but it's just great to be included in that as a part of the homecoming royalty for sure. Definitely great for them.
Yeah, it's a big even being nominated as we come to the end of the first quarter here, and the Hawks lead 15-8. A great start here on home.
Like the Hawks should be the Timberlake.
And we are back for second quarter action of the Lakeland Hawks playing the Timberlake Tigers here on homecoming night, as the Timberlake Tigers have it. Gets a stop there on the run by Vaughn. 7:36 here for the Timberlake Tigers. We'll see if the Hawks are able to make a stop once again. Side of the field, but we'll see what the Hawks are able to do here.
Higgins has played a big role in this one. They've been handing the ball off to him quite a lot. Just a downfield runner, and he's hard to bring down. Mightiger throwing to the near side, and it's caught by Yetter. Yetter picking up catch and run there to get past the sticks and get a first down. Timberlake moving the ball pretty well here, and both offenses struggling too much to start this game.
Absolutely, we're seeing them both fire on all cylinders right now, moving the ball down the field. Lakeland Hawks go down and score, and then bam, right now Timberlake is answering right back at them. So, big run there. Big throw and catch there by Jacob Yetter. Heck of an athlete, as up the middle run once again for the Hawks. Is that Higgins one more time?
Yeah, and even though this is the Hawks homecoming game, you gotta feel like Timberlake's playing almost just as hard as we are, because this means on the road against the inter-district rival, playing Lakeland School District. Lakeland is somewhat of the big brother. You kind of want to get the road upset, and Timberlake's doing everything they can so far. And another tough to bring down Vaughn Higgins. He is down, as you mentioned.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, this Lakeland Timberlake rivalry, it's been in my face. Like I said, I went to elementary school with a lot of these guys, and even then we knew we were going to Lakeland or we were going to Timberlake. And that Lakeland Timberlake rivalry, man, that's been alive since I can remember. Since I was in grade, we would talk about, we're going to the big game for our home team, and I hope we beat you guys, going out, being little kids watching this game, and now watching it as a high school guy broadcast. It's a huge hit put on the sideline there by the defense. Love to see it. But yeah, this is a heck of a rivalry. Both of these teams, a lot of these guys know each other. And, it looks like there's injury.
Jace Taylor hit him so hard that he was shaking up coming off of that play.
Jace does look okay. Probably just a bit of a stinger coming off of that hit.
Headhunting out there.
Man, what a hit. Goodness, the Lakeland Hawks defense has showed up to play, especially down in their own territory. And now we'll see what the Timberlake Tigers do on this 4th and short. You gotta think they're going for it. Haven't really seen much in the way of kicking so far for Timberlake. On their kickoffs, they've been a couple of squib kicks. And, haven't really seen a place kick. They went for 2 on that last time.
Mightiger handing it off. And
gosh dang it. There's a hole in the backfield. And Riley Sachs.
Not good to see for this Hawks defense. He's somewhat of a ball hawk, kind of commands the Hawks defense.
Absolutely.
Not good to see him down, but
strong safety and a senior for the Hawks. Super physical guy. Luckily, he does come off under his own power. Hope that he'll be okay. But it looks like a Holt will bring back that electric run from Cooper Lenz. Man, he has the Lakeland Hawks number, didn't he?
Yeah, it's really hard to bring down Lenz, as you can see so far in this one. Hawks defense has not had any success bringing down him or Vaughn Higgins, to be honest. This Timberlake offense. We have an illegal shift. Illegal shift. That has got to hurt. When you've got a touchdown and it's not even anything to do with the reason you scored the touchdown. That's got to hurt. And mistakes are not what you want if you're Timberlake. If you're trying to get an upset here at Corbett Field. And what are you expecting here now that they're at the 32?
Yeah, tough break for Timberlake there. You go from a potential touchdown there from Cooper Lenz before he gets called back for the flag, to now 4th and 16 for the Tigers. Interesting to see what they'll do here. I think the Hawks need to send a guy back, because I think there's a very real possibility the snap could once again be going to Vaughn Higgins, and he could once again pin the Hawks deep within their own territory. On 4th and 16, that's all I can see right now, unless the Tigers have something dialed up with the defense. And it looks like, it will be a pass by Cole Mightiger.
Airing it out for Lenz.
Wow, great. He played a great defense, barely even touched Cooper Lenz. Obviously, we're homers, but holy cow. backside. It looks like it'll be a PI going Timberlake's way, and that'll give him 15 yards and an automatic first.
Yeah, just an awful call. And
Oh, man, you hate to see that. These days, I mean, you see it in the NFL all the time. These DBs, all they're doing is fighting for the ball, and man, that's called short. Voice crack there. It's not an automatic first down. It will just be 15 yards. So now Timberlake Tigers instead of 4th and 17 get 4th and 2. And not necessarily a first down there for the Tigers. Just trying to make a play of the ball. Clearly not any intent to try to mess up the receiver. Not only no intent, but he didn't really obscure Lenz's catching ability for that ball. But like I said, we're hometown announcers, so take that one as you see it.
Hand it off to Higgins, and he's going to pick up down.
Man, that's a game-changing call right there. It goes from the Lakeland Hawks taking back possession, and then it's getting chippy out there right now for the Lakeland Hawks. Emotions running high here on homecoming night. Like we talked about, this is a pretty big rivalry.
That's going to
another flag
against the Hawks for a late hit there. Not quite sure who it was. I think it was Levi Pallets in there, just body slamming Higgins to the ground, and there's really no need for that. After he's already picked up the first down, but going back to that pass interference call, that's just a killer, because you see Zach Kinkler really doing nothing wrong, just trying to play defense. Didn't even look like he made any contact with the receiver, and ultimately led to Timberlake picking up a crucial first down when they would have, they were in an interesting situation, but kind of lucked out here. Got a 1st and goal, handoff to Lance.
He gets brought down by a contingent of Hawks. A few of them come in. He gets up about 3 yards. But yeah, now this will be a big one to see if the Tigers able to punch this in, keep this. Both teams kind of traded penalties there. I guess that ends up a little bit canceling out, unfortunately, for the Hawks. We'll see if they're able to make a goal line stand here, though. 2nd and goal here from the 5. In the Timberlake run game, they're just going to be playing smash-mouth football up the middle with Lenz and Higgins. Unless you see something like a wide receiver screening out here to Yeti. That's all I can see vision happening is a handoff to Higgins, handoff to Lenz, handoff to Higgins, handoff to Lenz. He gets about 1.5 yards. That'll bring up 3rd and about 3 yards here from the 3-yard line. End zone to goal. End zone to go here for the.
Yeah, I think you've hit the nail on the head. It's going to be a run here, but 3rd and 4, maybe not. It's interesting call here because for the Hawks, there's a good chance you see a run here, but we've seen the Hawks mixing it up a little bit, and with Timberlake, they're a very similar program. It looks like it's going to be a read option.
Oh wow, great play.
Oh, by Meidinger, and it's just a great read. Looked like he was giving the last second to bring the Tigers within 1, and both offenses are surging in this one, man.
For real, man. I mean, exciting game. Everyone in them and their mom thought it was going to Von Higgins on that play. But great. Only myself, but I'm sure the Lakeland defense as well. Breezes into the end zone. And now the big 2-point conversion coming up. This will determine whether or not the Hawks keep a lead by 1 or if they go down by anything like a place kick. And it looks like the Tigers are going for 2 here because I don't think they have much of a place kicking system. So let's see what happens here on the 2-point conversion. Lenz smashes it in. Oh, no, he didn't get there. Take a stop on the 2-point conversion. And keep this. One there for the Hawks. Obviously would have rather kept the Timberlake Tigers away from Pater and out of the end zone. But that is a big one that they're able to get that stop, keep this lead. Man, Zach Kinkler goes away shaking his head, mad about that. Interference call. Obviously, we were frustrated with it up here in the booth, and we can only see so much. The referees are seeing out on the field, obviously. Sure, opinions. An interesting. See how the Hawks answer once again. This time, still maintaining their lead here against the Timberlake Tigers. But definitely, it would be huge if they can answer once again with another touchdown.
Tough development here for the Hawks on the sideline. We see Jace Taylor. No pads, no helmet. Really just not sure what the injury is, but can't be too good. And seeing Taylor out of the game, he's a playmaker for this team. Saw him last week. a heck of a grab in the end zone in his first game back since his injury. We saw him commanding the offense earlier in the year at quarterback. We saw him in the first game of the year against Preston. He had 2 interceptions. That was crucial to that win. So Jace Taylor's really a big part of this team, and seeing him not looking like he's in any position to get back into this game is not a good sign.
Yeah, absolutely not with the Hawks team. Like you said, he just has so many hats he can put on for Lakeland. And yeah, right. His pads off on the med table talking for him. As obviously he's just such a key piece for the Hawks, like you said, in so many different ways.
Lovey Wiles flipping the field here.
He's got some good blocks. Side by Timberlake. That was Lance showing he can do it on the defensive end as well.
Lovey Wiles got some space there and looked like he was going to be able to make it.
Nice work, Lane. And later, the people.
Looking to battle back here after Timberlake pretty easily. You know, we've seen both offenses not had much struggle in this one to move the ball around, and Lakeland handing the ball off, and Sardinia is off to the races. Brought down Cooper Lenz after a 15-yard pickup. What a but has carried the ball for almost this one. What a game Peyton Sardinia is having out of the backfield with a limited amount of touches that he can get, being the 3rd running back for the Hawks. Just making the most of his opportunities, but we do have a flag down in the secondary. It's going to be a personal foul against the Hawks. Not quite sure what the call was there. Could have been hands to the face or a hold. But bringing the Hawks back down. Negating the gain for Sardinia. But Sardinia has been a crucial component in this one. Just a few carries, and you know that Hawks running game really just has no flaws, because you got Lovey Wiles, who is just a burst of speed in that backfield, and then you've got Clive Hobbs and Peyton Sardinia, who are some pretty hard-nosed runners and some pretty great backup options. As Hillman rolls out, and Roan Riley making the bobbling catch. Riley scored a touchdown just minutes ago, and then we see Hillman rolling out, which is Roan Riley juggling the catch on the sideline. What a nice grab, dragging the toes and keeping his eye on the ball and coming up with it, saying, hey, Peyton, throw me the ball and I'll make something happen. And he picks up the first down there. Roan Riley is a crucial component of this Hawks offense. Lovey Wiles getting the handoff. 8 yards, and that's what Lovey Wiles will do for you. Pound for pound. Best runner on this team. Just so dangerous. And when he gets into the open field, watch out. But he's pretty dangerous between the sticks as well. As you know, within a blink of an eye, he's picked up 10 yards already. See him there picking up 8 yards when you know, there wasn't too much space. Wild just makes it happen. He's got explosiveness. Play action pass, Hillman throwing again, and it's caught by Riley. To the play that they had to get. This week, Schroeder decided to tell Peyton not to wait for the second half. Started throwing the ball here in the first half, and now Roan Riley has 4 receptions and quite a bit of yardage in this one, and a touchdown. As Roan Riley's been big impact, nice target in this one for Peyton Hillman, and Peyton Hillman just looks really calm back there. A lot of trouble getting the ball to his Hawks receivers. 6:18 remaining in this first half. The Hawks lead 15-14 in a tight game, just like we expected. expected with the Tigers. Very offensive game. But one thing that we did not expect from the Hawks was this passing game, and it has just been electric. Peyton Hillman rolling out always with the play action is just looking so nice towards the right side of the field. And, you know, Rowan Riley's a great target to just be able to hit on the sideline, and I can't preach enough. Help this team out with the absence of Ezra Benson on the field. Obviously, Ezra Benson is the top receiver for this team, but if Hillman's able to find his secondary targets in this one, the Hawks are going to be set up nicely. Picking up 12, first down Hogs, and the Hawks are moving football. Nobody stands in their way in this Timberlake defense, and it's looking like Timberlake's front seven's getting a little bit tired trying to stop this Hawks team, just continually pounding the football. And you know, as soon as they prepare for a run, the Hawks roll out with a play action pass, and Peyton Hillman makes some magic happen. And we see this Hawks offense really waking up for the first time all season in this game, on both sides of the ball, that is. And Lovie Weil carrying it for a first down. The Hawks offense just stopped right now. Lovie Weil picking up another first down, and the Hawks are picking up first downs on nearly every now. And this is going to bring them to a first and goal at the 9-yard. Moving, and they are about to score another touchdown, barring a stop from this Tigers defense, who has not been able to do much against this Lakeland offense so far. Hand off to Lovie Weil, who shoots through the A-gap and looks like at the end, but they're going to mark him down at the 4-yard line. Nice 5-yard gain there from Weil to bring the Hawks down within the 5, and they're a play away from punching it into the end zone here. We'll see if they can convert for 6 to give the Hawks a lead, and it will also be interesting to see if Lakeland elects to go for 1 or 2 if they score a touchdown. But first of all, I think the way the Hawks get into the end zone here is, you know, Peyton Hillman's got to throw the ball, because I think Timberlake's going to be expecting to run. You know, the Hawks look like they're going to be running the ball here to Lovie Weil, and they are. No, they're not. Peyton Hillman keeps it. He faked everyone out, including me. Say what you want about this offense, Peyton Hillman is a playmaker, and he's putting points on the board for this Hawks offense. And it's turned the tide. Hawks take a 22-14 lead up, touchdown and a 2-point conversion. Now Peyton Hillman with a heck of a game right now. He's thrown over 100 yards through the air with some great passes, especially that one to run right in the corner of the end zone to help the Hawks reclaim the lead, and then to extend the lead right there. Hit him with the fake handoff to Lovie. Himself took it for 6. And the Hawks are in command after the 1-point game just moments ago. The Hawks have extended that lead 22-14 now, after the touchdown from Peyton Hillman. What a great drive there from Lakeland. And now we'll see if that defense can buckle down, because we've seen both offenses really have had their way so far in this one. And it looks like he is going to return this one. Cooper Lenz called it a fair catch, stepped into the end zone, and it's going to be a touchback coming out from Timberlake. 4.5 minutes left in this first half. Timberlake looking to tie this one up. They are within one possession of the Hawks, but the Hawks defense has got to buckle down here. And you see Zach Kinkler on the near side of the field. Really horrible call against him on that last drive. So, you know, hope he can bounce back here, and hope the Hawks can capitalize off of some offensive production that they've been getting. And a fake handoff, airing it out, and he missed a wide open 6. Just missed his target, Jonathan Hansen. And Meidinger had a man in his face, looked like he was under some pressure, and just was not able to hit the open receiver. Unfortunate there for Timberlake. This is a very important game for the Hawks' playoff implications. Coming in, Hawks started off 3-0, and they were looking like one of the teams to beat in the 4A IEL this year. And they've struggled the last 4 games out. Granted, they've played some tough teams. West Valley Eagles is looking like a force to be reckoned with in the GSL this year. Took down the Hawks at Corbett Field, their only home loss of the year. But and then they also, went on the road, got manhandled by Post Falls and Coeur d'Alene. But I think coming into this one, after that loss to Sandpoint, when they showcased the offense, this is the game where the Hawks can really set themselves apart. And you see a nice sack there by Landon Burmeister, taking Meidinger to the ground.
Landon Burmeister making the stop.
SWAT, and just ended up piling on top of Meidinger, taking him to the ground. Nice play there by Burmeister. And the Hawks defense finally buckles down, and we're going to see our first conventional punt of the game from Timberlake. Oh, a bad snap! And he's going to have to take it himself, and did he get it? He picked up the first down! What a 10 yards. Oh my goodness. On the return, Jacob Yetter. He dropped the ball on what looked like was going to be the first punt of the game and just took off running up the left sideline with no one. My goodness, what a play from Yetter. And 3:06 remaining in the first half. And the Hawks happy to see they draw a false start here. Going to take Timberlake momentum right back, push them back to the 31. Excellent atmosphere tonight for this. We've got the end zone crew down there supporting us from the end zone. We've got 9 October for the Hawks, and the Hawks stuffed the runner in the backfield. Dylan Scott bringing Cooper Lenz to the ground. Nice play there by the Hawks, and with under 3 minutes, Timberlake gained second life, but this Lakeland defense is just starting to not bend, not break, and they're not giving up any big plays like they were in that first quarter. Here on second and very long. Down, nice tackle there by Burmeister near the original line of scrimmage. 3rd and 12, 3rd and 11. Timberlake, and now if you're Timberlake, you don't know whether or not you want to chew the clock to prevent the Hawks from getting the ball back. And it looks like that's what they are doing here. But who knows? Anything could happen with a 2-minute offense. Timberlake here on 3rd and long. Big play coming up. I saw that from up here. It looked like he got right in the face of Cooper Lenz, and they called him across offsides. Some bad luck with penalties in this second quarter. Referee's not treating him too well, but that one was pretty clear that he was a little bit too close in the receiver's face. Looked like he was ready to get his press game on, but now it's 3rd and 6, and the Hawks gonna have to buckle down here and prevent a first down with 1:47 remaining in this first half. Meidinger rolling left, tries to find Lenz, but he falls to the ground. Now 4th and medium here for the Tigers. Could have been a first down because there was a little bit of open space. Meidinger just not able to hit his target. And we see a big 4th down coming up here for the Hawks. Timeout called by Lakeland. It's going to force Timberlake to pick up the first down here. Actually, it's going to be interesting with 1:26 left. You know, it's decision time here for Coach Avis because you don't want to give the Hawks the ball back right here with 1:26. They're 10 yards away from, maybe even 5 yards away from law enforcement field goal range. And but if Timberlake picks up the first down here, they've got a good chance to tie this game up. Got a one-possession game. But at the same time, you got 4th and medium, and the Lakeland defense has looked good on this drive. Biggest gain of the drive was actually that run from Jacob Yenner, the punter, on the failed punt. Biggest play of the game coming up right here so far. We see Owen Forsman jumping up and down on the sideline, already thinking about him. Gonna be taken by Lenz, who has nowhere to go. Brought down by a swarm of Hawk defenders. A huge play. The defensive lineman just... An interesting play call to have Jake Cole Meidinger, sorry. Pull out to the right and have Lenz just take it up the middle like that. Did not work whatsoever. Maybe trying to throw the Hawks off guard, but now with 1:19 remaining in this first half, the Hawks have the ball very close to Owen Forsman field goal range. Hillman takes it. He's got pressure, gonna get rid of it. Caught on the sideline. Nice grab, Jaron Yeager, and the pass game continues to pay off for the Hawks. It is just working. And you know, when you've got a program that is known, their bread and butter is the run, and you know that they're going to run the ball successfully, and you know that that's the game plan, that's what you're going to prepare for all week long. And I think that's a little bit what Timberlake did this week. And I think Coach Schroeder has started to realize that as the season has gone on, that he's going to need to pass the ball along with run the ball if he wants to maintain success for this team. Hillman drops back, airs one out, deep right sideline, caught by Ron Riley! And Ron Riley is going. Homecoming royalty nominee. 2 touchdowns in the first half, and the Hawks offense is as hot as ever. There is no stopping this offense right now. I think Mike Schroeder has just unlocked the key to the kingdom. I think that this Hawks team, when they've got that run game going and they can also pass the ball downfield, that is hard to defend. And we see deep touchdown grab of the season, or of the game. Hauling that in, that one was a little bit less wide open than the previous. And Hillman just dodging that ball. And how about Peyton Hillman in this first absolute show he is putting on for the hometown fans? 2 touchdowns to Roan Riley, a rushing touchdown. Peyton Hillman is on a streak and can't be slowed down. What a throw, Hillman. And the Hawks now lead 28-14. A missed extra point. The Hawks lead is back down to 14. An even 2-possession game with 1:06 remaining here in the first half. Timberlake had the lead for a moment at 8-7, and it was taken right back, and the Hawks have not let it go. Offensive performance we've seen from the Hawks all season, absolutely. And it's just been one half, 28 points, 4 touchdowns put up by the Hawks. And great showing. Couldn't have been better timing out here in front of the home fans. Homecoming at Corbett Field. Mighty Bear hands it off to Higgins and is stonewalled by that Hawks D-line. What sets their defense apart is their ability to mix guys in and out of that defensive line. You know, you've got fresh legs in there at all times when you've got guys that you can filter in and out, and they're all really strong guys. Guys like all those guys that are down there right now on that D-line, just difference makers for this Hawks team, and they've been stuffing the run on these last 2 drives after Timberlake was moving the ball pretty well to start the game. A nice run there by Cooper Lenz picking up the first down, and Timberlake, I would soon call the timeout unless... Oh, they are letting the clock continue to run. It looks like they're just going to let this one run out. What a great first half we've had in this one. Hawks offense just playing a lot better than we've seen this year. Really promising moving forward, and the Hawks do still have life and a chance to make the 4A state playoffs, where they could definitely be a force to be reckoned with. Show 0, we are at halftime. End of the first half between the Hawks and the Tigers. The Hawks just could not be stopped offensively. Airing the ball out, running the ball, nothing offensively. And Lakeland has just continued to play good offensive football. I'm Liam Bradford here. Hawks with a 14-point lead at halftime. And
Welcome back for the second half of Lakeland Hawk football. Another half of action against the Timberlake Tigers. Lakeland Hawks leading 28-14. They will kick it away as Timberlake won the coin toss in the first half, elected to defer to the second half, and they will receive the ball, get the ball here. Great first half there by the Lakeland Hawks. Absolutely electric half by Rowan Riley. 2 receiving touchdowns in that half. Man, he came up huge, gave the Hawks the 2-touchdown lead.
Yeah, Rowan Riley played the best half of football that he's ever played, playing high school football. Just absolutely balled out in that first half. You know, you saw him really just start a little bit last week against Sandpoint, and then furthering it so far in this one, well over 100 receiving yards, 2 touchdowns, and Rowan Riley is just showing himself as a contender to be wide receiver one on this team. He's showing himself, because we haven't seen a game from any receiver this year where they've had this type of production. And I don't know if it's just a testament to the fact that the Hawks are passing the ball more, or Rowan Riley's just having himself a day out there. But yeah, some great first half from both offenses, I would say. Timberlake started to slow down a little bit at the end of the first half, but we saw a lot of this. And here he goes, down to the 10, off to the races, into the end zone.
Gee, another huge run for him. He had another one that got called back on a penalty play. That would be his 3rd touchdown of the day. As it stands, I believe that's his 2nd. And man, another explosive play there by Cooper Lenz. The Hawks exactly going into this game. He is that type of guy. He's the type of guy who will blow up a run, smash it right down your throat. And the Hawks, the Timberlake Tigers, come out and respond very well after the Hawks taking over a little bit at the end of that first half, trying to take control here in the second now as Timberlake bringing back the momentum on their side.
Yeah, the Tigers are on the prowl now, coming right back into this game. Handoff, and right into the end zone. An easy score for Cooper Lenz on the bringing it to a 6-point game. Timberlake just continues to go for 2, but I think this Timberlake offense and this Hawks defense is still, you know, we saw a lot on the end of that second quarter. The Hawks defense, run defense specifically, has a lot of potential, but you know, there's also a lot of holes in the defense where you'll see guys break big runs like that, where in Cooper Lenz's case, he just took the ball across midfield over 50 yards to the house for the Tiger touchdown. And just like that, 28-22.
Yeah, exactly how Timberlake would have drawn it up coming out of halftime. Able to get the big play there by Cooper Lenz. I mean, he's already had such a great night. The Lakeland Hawks were really hoping to start to pull away maybe a little bit. They had a 2-score possession going into half. They were feeling good. The passing game with Peyton Hillman and Rowan Riley, their connection was just perfect going into that halftime. And still got ourselves a ball game here on the Friday Night Lights.
And Timberlake just showing themselves that they can hang with the big dogs. Lakeland struggling a little bit in their last few games, but definitely still one of the teams that are very talented in this Inland Empire League. Oh no! It would have been disastrous. A squib kick that bounced hard off of the shin of a Hawks returner, and Terry Davis just saved the game, diving on the ball. Timberlake would have had the ball in Hawks territory with a chance to take the lead on this drive, were it not for Terry Davis's effort to get that ball back. Wow.
Great heads up. Davis dives on that ball. Holy cow, that could have been a turning point in this game. The Hawks, losing the football now, get great field position, actually, right down near the 50 to start this first opening drive of the second half. We'll see if their offense can answer with the Timberlake offense just dialed up in Cooper Lenz. We'll see what the Hawks do in response.
I don't think I've ever seen that hard of a line drive kick before. And Hillman rolling out, as he has been all game long, and they were looking for that same corner route for Rowan Riley, but it looks like Hillman and Riley got mixed up on the route there.
Yeah, good pressure there. Get rid of the ball a little bit quicker than he wanted to. Just comes up a little bit short on the throw to run.
Yeah, Hillman looked very good in that first half, just playing a lot better than he was anticipated to, especially being a sophomore coming into this homecoming game. A lot of pressure, and Peyton Hillman's played a near perfect game for the Lakeland Hawks in this one.
Yeah, it's really just been impressive to see him come out and keep his cool. I mean, playing in a homecoming game as a starting quarterback as a sophomore, that is a tough thing to do for a young man. Any young man, but luckily for the Hawks, Peyton Hillman is that guy. He keeps his head cool under pressure. He's just out here to play the game of football that he knows and loves. So great to have a guy like Hillman there for the Hawks.
Yeah, absolutely. And coming into this season, you had Hayden Benson, the starting quarterback, really highly anticipated that connection from Benson to Benson. And, Hayden Benson's been out ever since the first game. Seeing Jace Taylor come in here, the offense has just never really had a chance to settle in. But this is, I would say, the coming out party for this Hawks offense. And they have had no trouble moving the ball in this one. We've seen them hand the ball off. Starting off the game, they were just pounding the ball. And then as they've down a little bit more, the play action rollouts really starting to open up for them. How it's been improving.
Yeah, the passing game for Lakeland, I mean, especially tonight, obviously, it's been on full display. And in that second half of last week's game against Sandpoint, they've really just been passing the ball, slinging it down the field a lot better than they were earlier on in the season, which is a big testament to Peyton Hillman and how well he's been playing, obviously. But also a big testament to these receivers, how well they've been getting open. Obviously, we had some injuries. We still are dealing with an injury to Ezra Benson, one of the top receivers for this group with a concussion right now, out for this week. But it's just great to see as Peyton, and a lot of it is down to the line, how much time they're able to give this sophomore quarterback. As they're not able to give it much. Boggins tip, Peyton Hillman catches it. And that is something, that's a quick mental mistake. You see that sometimes in the pros, guys decide to catch their batted ball back. And it's always a better idea to just swatch the ground, take the incompletion instead of an incomplete pass. The Hawks do lose about 8 yards on that play. Luckily not an interception, as that thing got battered up. It looked like the Timberlake D-line might take it back for 6. Lakeland Hawks O-line has been giving Peyton Hillman a lot more time than he's been used to, especially against tough defenses like Timberlake, like Post Falls, like San. I think that's really been cool to see him come into his own with a little bit of time and his receivers finding a little bit of space.
Absolutely, I would agree. But just great defense there from Timberlake to slow down Hillman's momentum a little bit after his of his season so far. The only other performance that was compared to this one was last week against Sandpoint. In that game, they got shut out 35-0 in the first half and proceeded to play a great second half. Timberlake taking over with 10 minutes left in this. His receiver, that play had potential. Jacob Yetter trying to go over O'Reilly, but Riley defended well enough to draw the incompletion. A nice throw there from Leidinger, and we've seen Leidinger in this one kind of try to air the ball out a little bit, just catch the Hawks off guard a little bit, but Leidinger's got quite an arm, but just not been able to hit his targets in this one, as we've seen quite a few overthrows on plays like that.
Absolutely, the Hawks have done a great job bringing the pressure on Leidinger, and are running plays, but when they have decided to air it out, ton of luck for them, and that's a lot due to both the pressure put on by. Even when the ball doesn't get away from Leidinger, part of that reason is because the DBs are able to lock up those receivers and not give him any open targets and give the D-line time to get back to Leidinger. So the Hawks have done a great job with that defensively. But obviously the big juggernaut for the Timberlake Tigers is their run game, and Vaughn Higgins and Cooper Woods down there in the backfield.
Yeah, scary duo, and a team that's nearly identical to this Hawks team, just in the way that they play, and in a lot of ways, really. And one thing that surprised me in this game, we've seen the Hawks defense get picked apart earlier in the year by short passing, a lot of short passing. And this one, teams have been airing the ball out like crazy, and these passes are not 5-10 yard passes. They're going for 20, 25, 30 yards downfield. And to see these quarterbacks have the confidence to be able to step up in the pocket and make a throw downfield, it might be something that just comes as the season progresses, but I think it's also just shows how confident both of these quarterbacks are in their ability and their receivers, and teams that are, run heavy, showing that they can pass the ball a little bit too, particularly the Hawks.
That's why they've been using that run game, that coverage.
Reception. What a play by Sachs. The Hawks defensive captain makes a play when it mattered most. Gets a pick on the far side of the field. And right when Timberlake was looking like they were going to have a chance to take this game up and drive down the field, competing with this 4A program, Riley Sachs.
And it's great to see the Hawks seniors come to life here in their homecoming game. Obviously Rowan Riley. I've seen both of these guys play football. I played football with them in middle school. I've watched them play football. I've played other sports with these guys. And man, they just will have such great energy. It's just great to see them, all that paying off. These are the nights they dreamed about back in 6th grade when they were playing just junior tackle football over the junior high school. These are the nights they dreamed about under the Friday night lights, senior year, making big plays in a big game against an inter-district rival. Man, it's just great to see that.
And it's great to see Riley Sachs having success. He's such a hard worker, and you see him a lot of times just getting in there on combo tackles and being a leader out there on the field. Not very often do you see him contending with passes, because he goes after defenders rather than the ball. But you see him pulling up right in front of the defender's face there, getting the interception. Gotta love to see it from Riley Sachs. What a great defender he is.
Within Owen Forsman field goal range right now. And they actually have Forsman on the field already. It is just 3rd down though.
Along with Dylan Scott, I'd say there's a pretty good chance that this ball gets run here. But, Rowan Riley wide left, he's had a heck of a game. Why not roll out? Nowhere to go. Callan Braun for the second game. Greets Lovey Wild with the...
He's a big athletic dude. We saw it there. We've seen him earlier in this game making some big plays on that D-line for Timberlake. And now we'll see what the Lakeland Hawks do here on 4th down. Looks like Owen Forsman, sideline. Looks like they will be going for this on 4th down. Bit on the fringe of his range. Definitely something that he can do. We've seen him put it away from this range earlier in this season. Coach Schroeder maybe not completely comfortable with that. We've only seen him put away 1 field goal outside 45 yards. He's 1 for 2 in his attempts outside 45 this year. As he heads for the sideline, Hawks will go for this on 4th and 6. And a flag on the play. Looks like they're just taking it away at the game. Back it up a little bit. Maybe give some room for a punt potentially here from Peyton Hellman. And Coach Schroeder playing the field position game. Not a bad thing to do, especially considering the way that Timberlake earlier in this game was able to play the field position game. Ended up resulting in a safety there for them.
Doesn't look like a punt.
And you're right, it doesn't look like a punt. I don't think that was an intentional delayed game. Oh, here we go.
The double pass!
The double
Riley!
pass. Oh, no. Man, he had Landon Burmeister, but Burmeister got tied up a little bit there with the safety. Caden Knight.
My eyes lit up there.
Oh, man, that would have been a nice one there from Rowan Riley. Not only had 2 receiving touchdowns, but a passing one as well in his pocket on his senior homecoming. Man, that would have been exciting for him.
The fantasy points.
Oh, for real. But yeah, and tough break there for the Hawks. And now the Timberlake Tigers take the ball back in good field position, a little bit past the 35. Only 65 yards between them and tying this football game.
Yeah, that's just how you answer if you're Timberlake. Just come out there and make the stops that you need to make. And Tebby ran into his own man. Jeremy Hurlbert there got run into by Tebby. Only a gain of 2.
Another great play there from Riley Sachs, kind of pushing Hurlburt into the runner. You see once again his physicality along with his ability to be a ball hawk, getting that pick on that last drive for the Hawks.
Hawks defense has really buckled down. You know, first 3 drives of the game looked like they couldn't stop anything, and Tigers were just running through their defense. But now they've tightened down quite a bit. Still quite a bit of game to go, and the Hawks are going to need some great defense.
And there's some is right there.
Yeah.
Just an example on that play. Stop this run game. They need to stop it in the trenches, win the war down. Hey guys.
Yeah, that's what Carter Vanek does, both sides of the ball, just being able to get in there, be a big body that disrupts the play in any way possible on the defensive side of the ball. Great two-way player Vanek is for the Hawks.
By one.
What a tackle on the play by Riley Sachs.
Man, it's good to see my fellow seniors out there shining under these Friday night lights on homecoming. And that'll bring up 4th and 6. Let's see what the Tigers do here. It looks like this will be a scene from the Tigers. We'll see if Lakeland sends anyone back to return. And that'll be...
We'll see if he catches it this time.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah, they're going to boot this one away.
Oh, it takes a great bounce. Solid bounce. Curve left.
And so the first real punt of this game, Timberlake, a good one at that, going down to the 26, flipping the field position, and we're in a bit of a stalemate in this 3rd quarter right now. A few turning the ball back over to the other team for both sides, really in this 3rd quarter so far.
It gives a little bit of a feel of a boxing match. You know, both of these teams came out early with a lot of energy, came out swinging. Tons of crowd energy tonight. Both of them obviously riled up with a little bit of a rivalry between these two teams, and now we're starting to get them back into their groove. Here we go. The field went away. So let's see now what the Lakeland Hawks are able to do. If they're able to break, and this will be a good start to his drive.
Picking up the first down.
He's still on his feet. He's still going, and he just stepped out of bounds. But great. Wow, the kickstart. This drive here for the Lakeland Hawks, and that's exactly what they needed. Early on, you have plenty of energy, you're ready to go. Now fatigue starts to set in a little bit on both sides of the ball, and you halt. Plays come in really big for both sides, for both teams.
Yeah, Wow was going for the right hook there.
Or Timberlake, hopefully, in this 3rd quarter.
Yeah, plenty of speed coming out of that running back room, as we've mentioned. Just great to the amount of options that the Hawks have. Just really opens up this offense for a lot of opportunities. And here we see Lovey Wild taking this to the right side of the field.
Huge.
He's still going.
Job.
He's still going.
He's still on his feet. Out there, the other lineman pulling up the right side. I mean, Carter, he's a big man, but he can move. Wow, I mean, him and as well as, I believe that was Brady. Timberlake guys back, opening up the field there. I mean, really, we don't talk about the O-line when it comes to this running game. Obviously, these running backs in the backfield are a huge asset for the Hawks, but man, this O-line really blows up a lot of holes for them. And that was a great example of that on that play.
Absolutely, it wouldn't be able to create all these holes without that offensive line, and we've seen 3 running backs have success to some point in this one. Peyton Sardinia has made the most of every carry he's gotten. Great out there as RB3. And then you've got Clive Hobbs, the hard-nosed runner, and I dare you to tackle Lovey Wild in the open field. And this offensive line, just as you mentioned, a really great complement to that backfield, and wouldn't be possible without them. This Hawks offense really starting to surge in this game.
Here comes another run from Sardinia. Another solid run. He took a pretty solid hit there, but it's good to see. He hits those holes and then he hits them hard. As soon as he finds a hole, he shoots right through it, and that's exactly what you want to see from your sophomore running back.
Absolutely.
Third down, 1 yard to go.
Sardinia is just really quickly comes out from behind the line of scrimmage, and before you know it, he's picking up 5+ yards. And then you got Lovey Wild back there who's got that speed. I mean, he's also just impossible to bring down, as you saw in that first down run there. Wild and Scott in the backfield behind Hillman. It's going to go to Wild to the right, and it's going nowhere.
You really hope to get yourself going there on 3rd and 1.
We let Owen try from 60.
I'm thinking if they're not going to let him try from 48, you're not going to let him 60, which is a shame, because it'd be great to see Owen try one, because, I mean, I'm telling you. But, I think right here, as Owen Forsman goes over to the sideline, maybe for a little bit of kicking practice, just to, I mean, I don't want to speculate, but maybe show Coach. We've seen him make it. Obviously, Owen has tons of confidence in himself. As there will be another trick play here for the Hawks, and looks like there's already a whole side, so whatever happens, we'll come back. It's a shame because dang, it was a good run there from Cash Lund up that right side for a first down. There was a flag on the backside. It did look like a hold. Just a shame there for Lakeland. This is a heck of a play by Lund, and Owen Forsman stays ready just in case they need him. He's like, I'm ready, coach. It's like this will come back, which hurts because, man, that was a great trick play. I mean, I didn't think he had guys all around him, did Lund, but he found a little hole up, or a little gap up that right sideline and hit it hard. Shouldn't the Hawks get sent back 10 more yards. Looks like they might have to punt this one away. We'll see what the play is.
Envision anything other than a punt here. Yep.
Yeah, Hawks going to their traditional punting formation. Looks like they'll try to flip the field back on the Tigers once again. And like we said, both of these teams in a little bit of a stalemate now. Now they've exchanged punts now. A couple of turnovers for both sides. As a Hellman blasts it inside the 15 down to about the 13-yard line, which is where Timberlake will start their drive.
Peyton Hillman, not even the starting punter for this team. You mentioned Ezra Benson. Star receiver, also a pretty solid punter who helps this Lakeland special teams out a lot. But Peyton Hillman, not a bad backup option out there as a punter. And when Owen Forsman was hurt earlier in the year, coming in as a backup kicker, made a few extra points, came in as a backup quarterback, started balling out, now he's punting the ball.
Yeah, absolutely. The kid can do tons of stuff. I mean, and he's a heck of a basketball player. Yeah, just heck of an athlete, does tons of stuff for the Lakeland Hawks, a lot like Jace Taylor does, and a lot like a lot of these guys do out here for the Lakeland Hawks.
Absolutely, yeah. Got a lot of multi-sport athletes on this Hawks team that is very athletic. You know, you've got the offensive linemen that pick running backs that are just absolute dogs that seem like they can compete with just about anyone athletically.
Hate these lens end arounds, man. They work every time.
Cooper
Gosh,
Lens.
dang.
Cooper
My
Lens.
goodness. I mean, it's
He's
heck of a lot
playing
easier to
Madden
say
out
from
there.
my position, because, man, Cooper Lens is a hard man to bring down. Every time I feel like he gets a sweep to the sideline, I get nervous up here, because he might just bust it for another 80 yards.
Cooper Lens is in a video game right now, and yeah, we're all in the real world, but his joystick moves are unbelievable right now, just weaving in and out of defenders, and he's a slippery guy to tackle, and I can tell that from up here, so I'm sure the Hawks defense is, they're getting quite the headache from Lens, and here he is again, just trying to make something out of nothing.
I mean, a heck of a hit even there from Zach Kinkler of the Hawks, and Zach Kinkler's a physical guy coming in there from the corner, but man, Len just took it great. He kept on going. Zach had to drag him down. Tough man to bring down, is good.
Absolutely, yeah. Lens needing a little help getting back after that play.
It's tough to carry that long. We saw that. Because not only did Lovey Wild serious injury, but I mean, almost every game I see Lovey and he's walking away and he's got some sort of hurt. You know, not necessarily an injury, but a hurt. There's a difference between those two things. But
Yeah, it's the only way to stop him, really.
yeah. I mean, you're getting that play over and over and over again. They got so many reps, and obviously Timberlake has a great runner on Higgins, who they go to now, as Len says. It's just tough, takes a physical toll on your body, especially
That's why running backs is really one of the toughest positions to play in football because these guys are just constantly getting hit by guys that are almost double their size. These D linemen, and Lovie Wild does a great job at taking these hits, absorbing them, and I figure we'll see Cooper Lenz again at some point in this one.
Pretty big.
Meidinger read option, flips to Tebby, and he's gonna get there.
Great
a nice second effort. Wow.
Yeah, huge run. Can't see it off the field there. It looks like they had him dead to the right, so maybe only 1 or 2 yards, but instead breaks the tackle, able to stiff arm the field and keep on moving, get that first down, pick up the sticks, and the Tigers keep on marching here against the Lakeland Hawks with 36 seconds left in the third quarter.
Yeah, they beautifully executed that read option and a double handoff once again.
Oh, wow. Really great read there by Swan once again. Yes, it was with the bring down.
Unique play calling here from Timberlake. We see these double handoffs. I don't think you see that anywhere else. Very, very interesting. But Timberlake, you know, they've got their guns and they stick to them, just like very similar to Lakeland. And so we see another Timberlake player down on the field. They just continue to play their brand of football, and it's holding them in this game right now. $5:31.
I did say 35-31. I'm looking.
And 35-30 is a real.
35-30 is very real. Yeah, because Timberlake still hasn't really shown the ability to kick the extra points. That's kind of nerfed my prediction, but you never know. Anything could happen. I would take 35-30 to 35-31. I feel like that would be a pretty solid, close guess as we get a look at who this is for Timberlake. That's number 77, Isaiah Schultz. Isaiah, another one of those guys I've known for a long time. Heck of an athletic dude. As he gets off the line really fast for Timberlake. I hope he's okay. I hope the best for Isaiah. I've seen that man break his leg before in a backyard two-hand touch football game, so you know that he's out there giving it his all, and he's doing his best out there for Timberlake. I hope Isaiah's okay.
Anger takes the snap, hands it off to Lenz. Lenz has room as he has all game. He's got a blocker.
And that time we have
they're going to call a flag on Timberlake there.
Against the face, that was number 70, Luke Shell, I believe. And he was grabbing up real high on the Lakeland defender there.
Yeah, and it looked like a head was dropped in there. Jeremy Hurlbert might have been leading with his head. Something where they might call it targeting on the offense, which is almost unheard of.
See what the call is here from the referee. We'll march them back 10 yards and hurt their chances at extending this drive now with only 3 seconds left in the third quarter, about ready to get to the fourth quarter. This will stop the clock. They will have one more play in the third. As the Lakeland Hawks haven't really been able to get much going offensively, both teams have been in a little bit of a stalemate, other than obviously the explosive play from Cooper Lenz. Less than a minute into this second half. The Timberlake Tigers, they've kind of been held at a standstill 2022 since about 11 minutes and 8 seconds in this third quarter. Yeah, it looks like they'll go back into they'll go into the fourth quarter, the same score.
Been a tale of two halves for sure. First half was offensive fireworks, so we've got actual fireworks, and then this, and more of a defensive stalemate as Timberlake is trying to get something going here, potentially tie this game up with a touchdown on this drive, picking up a first down, getting into. A nice grab there by Jacob Yetter for another first down.
The end of the third quarter, we'll be right back with fourth quarter action here. Some fourth quarter action. That's already a huge play for Timberlake.
Running with a head of steam is the big man, Jonathan Hansen. Big guy, number 44, Jonathan Hansen. He's coming for you, and he's coming to truck you over. Nice run there by Hansen, and Timberlake moving the football pretty well here. You know, their offense has looked better than Lakeland's in the second half, and Timberlake really, honestly, outplaying Lakeland in the second half, so I think Lakeland's going to need to buckle down on both sides of the ball. Really haven't had it on offense very much at all in the second half, but Timberlake has dominated the possession time, and they've just been pounding the football, tiring out that Hawks D-line.
Yeah, this would be a great stop. Great spot to get a stop here for the Lakeland Hawks. Just to make sure they keep their lead in this game, keep that advantage, get the ball back to the offense, and hope that Peyton Hellman and his company can march down the field. For right here, I mean, based on what I've seen so far tonight from Timberlake, this is 4-down territory.
Yeah.
So no matter what happens, I think Timberlake's going to have 4 downs to reach these sticks, but I really hope the Hawks are able to make a stop and make sure they keep this lead in the game.
And I think if you're Lakeland here, you've got to make them pass the ball. Don't let them run the ball up the gut. You got to load the box. You got to come hard, and you have to stop runs like up the middle.
Like up the middle, Cooper Lenz. There he goes. Man, every time I think we have him for maybe 3 or 4 yards, he gets 7 or 8. And there he was again. He gets a solid 8-yard run. Makes this a much more manageable 3rd and 2 here for the Timberlake Tigers.
Nifty little run for the Tigers.
Nifty little run. That's described by Mike Gordon.
Just continuing to be a hard man to bring down in this one. Just running all over the Hawks defense. And as you mentioned, if that touchdown wasn't negated, he'd have quite the stat line. And pushing forward is Vaughn Higgins for the first down. Going to be the second to last first down that Timberlake needs to pick up on this drive. And they are in the red zone looking to put some points on the board, tie this game, and potentially take the lead in this fourth quarter. Timberlake playing Lakeland much better than we anticipated in this one. I mean, we knew it would be a close game, but this second half has been quite different than the first half. An end around, nice run by Hansen.
Great end block. I didn't see which Timberlake player that was, but Scott was coming in hot, coming straight for Hansen. And a Timberlake player just put a great block on him, opening up for Hansen. Allows him to get that 6 yards, bring down the Timberlake Tigers. This is not really a great time for us, but man, this is what Friday Night Football is all about. 6-point game, inter-district rivals out of the homecoming Friday Night Lights. Close game inside the 10-yard line. Here we go, Lakeland. Let's see a stop from the Lakeland Hawks.
Yeah, this is it. And a nice tackle to extend the drive there by Jaron Yeager, the much bigger running back.
And there we go.
Nice play on this play. Dylan Scott and Riley Sachs just pummeling the running back, not allowing anything to get through. No gain there for Timberlake, who now has a 3rd and 4 from the 9-yard line.
Stopped at 9 minutes, 12 seconds. The referees are all signaling for it to run. Still isn't, but play continues.
There we go.
And there we go. Now the clock's going. So we got that all figured out, and here we go. Timberlake Tigers, 3rd and 4. Down to right around the 9 or 8-yard line.
Biggest play of the game upcoming here for the Tigers offense. Hands off to Lenz.
Who else but Cooper Lenz?
Lenz.
Come on now. Let's go.
Nice
Good
play.
stop on 3rd down, but like we talked about, this is 4-down territory now for the Tigers. They got a couple of good running backs. The Hawks need one more stop to get the ball back here. 3, 9 yards for the game, not 9 feet. Oh, sorry. 9 feet for control possession of this game with 8 minutes and 27 seconds and counting here at Corbett Field right now. Exciting play coming up. Hope the Hawks come out on a better end of it.
If you're the Tigers here, I say you just.
Oh man!
No!
Huge penalty
for
there.
Timberlake.
Jonathan Hansen. Man, that hurts. And that is huge. As a Lakeland Hawks fan, that's exactly what you need to see right there. Timberlake gets backed up 5 yards on the false start. Hansen, man. I mean, like we talked about, that was an electric play. It can be hard to keep your cool when you're in a play like that that's just so crucial and clutch. it can be hard to keep your mentality. Big miscue there from Hansen. Hopefully the Hawks are able to use it and get this stop.
Yeah, you just can't have that in a situation like this. Turns of 4th and 3 where you could pass it or run it, and Lakeland is really on their toes to a point where now it's 4th and 8, and Timberlake is likely going to have to pass the ball here. And it picks up the first down. What a great run by Cole Meidinger.
Oh, man.
On 4th and 8, extends the game. And the Tigers are on the 6, and the tide of this game has changed in moments.
Absolutely. And Riley Sachs, a lot like a lot of the Lakeland fans right now, just shaking his head, throwing up his hands. He doesn't know what. Cannot believe the Hawks gave up the advantage there they had on the penalty by Hansen. We'll see if they're able to make a goal line stop here, but if not, Timberlake Tigers right back in this game.
And he's stonewalled. Nowhere to go. Great defense by the Hawks. Riley Saxon, catch London on the tackle, along with a swarm of Hawks defenders. Timberlake can't go anywhere with that one, pushing him back a little bit further, but they've still got the ball inside the 5 in striking distance.
This is where the Lakeland Hawks really just need to stonewall up on that D-line. I mean, we talked about it all game. This is a game that will be won or lost in the trenches. This is a great example of that right now. As right now, I guarantee Timberlake has 4 plays to hammer the ball down the field for 9 feet in the end zone. As once again, when they go with Cooper Lenz, and he doesn't make it again. And there's a penalty on the backside. That could be a hold, and that could change the dynamic of this play. I do not know. Great tackle there from Rob Riley as he makes another big play on the stop. And we'll see as the referees deliberate now.
Does look like it's taking him back.
Face mask from Lakeland.
They call it on Ron Riley on the tackle.
Oh man, that is not what the Hawks needed. It's the ball to half the distance, potentially an automatic first down. Yeah, it will be an automatic first down, I believe.
That is
Could be
killer,
wrong.
man. Gerald Diego grabbing the face mask.
Well, I take it back. I got to read the IHSAA football handbook because that was not an automatic first down. But it will be a repeat on downs, and they get the ball half the distance to the goal, which is not what the Hawks needed.
Goodness, we have
Wow, the Hawks defense is making some nice stops.
absolute trench warfare out here. We got Timberlake coming out here with this ground and pound with 2 running backs in the backfield.
I mean, that's 3 plays now with premier running backs with a great O-line. The Lakeland Hawks have stopped the Timberlake Tigers for little to no to negative gain.
Yeah, no, absolutely just stellar defense.
We'll see if they can do it a 4th time now on 3rd down.
How long can the Hawks stand down on the heels of their own goal line, making stops like this? Meidinger rolls out.
Oh man, Meidinger might take it himself, and he does.
Oh,
He doesn't make it
at the
down at the 1.
This defense is not to get through in the out of the defense.
This is a big old play right here. We're 7/8 of the way through this game. Fans are starting to get loud. 1 yard away from punching this ball in is Timberlake. I think before this play even happens, we need to talk about if Timberlake does punch this ball in, it is not the end of the game for the Lakeland Hawks. Plenty of time left where they can come back. Man, it'd be great to get a stop right here.
Oh, and this Lakeland defense has just been spectacular, and a stop here would give all the credit to them. And the ball's fumbled.
Oh, it's a fumble. Oh, Higgins picks it up. Did he get in?
No,
Did he get
stopped
in?
on the 1.
And the Hawks defense get the stop they need. 4 left in the 4th quarter. Wow. Plays by the Lakeland Hawks defense against this premier running offense of the Timberlake Tigers. The 3-yard line, they did not give up an inch to the Timberlake Tigers. They fought for every single yard. Keeps their lead alive with 4:54 left in the game, and they will get the ball back now on their half-yard line. Not even out to the line.
The stand of a lifetime by this Hawks
My
defense.
goodness.
Many of those guys making plays that they are bigger than plays that they have ever made in their lives. Wow. 5 stops in a row, flip the ball back, and Timberlake's offense has just been so close in this one to pushing them over the edge, as their offense has played very well. But Lakeland is just not breaking, and it's just, man, that defense just knows when they are needed.
That's number, let's see.
63, Daniel Dorman.
63. Off under his own power, but walking a little gingerly there. And the Lakeland Hawks, not out of it yet. They get the ball, but it's about 1.5 feet outside of their own end zone.
Yeah,
so they need some positive yardage right now. And last time we saw this, Timberlake was able to come away with the safety. Obviously, the Hawks prefer safety to a touchdown. But that being said, they love no safety at all. And it looks like they'll go with the running game and get some positive yardage. There we go, some breathing room for the Hawks. As Rudolph's Lovey Wow on the handoff.
Yep.
About 5 yards.
Yep, that's exactly what you need. Hand it off to Lovey Wow. And Braden Terry's limping.
That's not something you like to see, especially on a homecoming night for us. Braden Terry is an absolute workhorse for the Hawks in those trenches on that line. I mean, I know defensive snaps as well, making those stops alongside his guys, so I hope Braden's okay for sure.
Yeah, Ernie Steele coming into the game here on offense, just a little less experienced than Terry. Team remaining and counting in this one, and the Hawks just trying to get out of their own end zone, get some breathing room, and Lovey Wild's going to do it here.
Oh!
Lovey Wild says thank you very much and just flips right over Yetter for the first.
Was there from Lovey? I mean, that'll go down. I mean, that'll. That changes the script of this game for Lovey. I know he's used to raking in the yardage, but he's able to give the Hawks some breathing room, give them outside of their own goal line. Hopefully the Hawks can put together a drive, keep burning this clock. We are down to 30 minutes and 44 seconds and counting here on Corbett Field. Hawks with a 6-point lead and the ball first down on their own 15-yard line. If they can keep cranking out runs like that from Lovey, they're in good shape.
Into this game as the #1 rusher in the state.
It looks like there's a little bit of a formation problem. That might have something to do with Braden Terry having to go out there season. And that doesn't help the Hawks, especially as they are still kind of close to their own goal line. Backs them up from the 15 to the 10, makes this 1st and 15 rather than 1st and 10. And
Rusher in the state, and I think he's been giving up a little bit of his workload in this one. Maybe that's because he's still, coming back from that high ankle sprain that he suffered against West Valley, or if he's if they're just splitting the ball or splitting the carries a little bit more and throwing the ball a little bit more. But either way, if the Hawks win, I think Lovey's presence is going to be just as important, and he's getting some big yards here in the 4th quarter for the Hawks when they need it most. We saw that first down run was the biggest first down of the game so far for the Hawks, and Wild's just going to continue to get the ball here in this 4th quarter.
And man, that penalty was really unfortunate for the Hawks because instead of 1st and 10, they were backed up to 1st and 15, and now Lovey stopped the line of scrimmage. Now it's 2nd and 15, and looks like, and now the Hawks really need to. It would be really nice to get this first down here, or at least get some field yardage before having to give this ball back to Timberlake with 2 minutes and 48 seconds and counting. Even better, not have to give it back, but right, and just play to the end of the clock here as Lovey Wild. Another tough run. Man, Lovey keeps going. And Cooper Lenz is Timberlake's workhorse as much as Lovey Wild is Lakeland's. And he gets all the way out. Makes it about 3rd and 5 now for Lakeland after about a 10-yard run. Tough run there from Lovey. And we'd really love to see them pick up this first down as the clock does get stopped. Second. So that's timeout from Timberlake as they do choose to stop the clock after Lovey gets it. Not even 3rd and 5. 2 minutes and 24 seconds left in the 4th quarter here in the game. Huge run there from Lovey.
Yeah, I see Coach Aim is not too happy with Lakeland right now after there was some chippiness after the play. You got 2 schools that know each other very well, and I think that's just kind of bound to happen when you've got Lakeland going against Timberlake, and so Lovey Wild has got to frustrate the heck out of this Tiger defense, and I think we're seeing a little bit of that frustration come out there on that last play. 3 for the Hawks.
Yeah, if the Hawks are able to get this first down, man, they're feeling good because they get the ball out past the 25-yard line. You have the clock running or Timberlake needing to burn timeouts either way, and you've got a fresh set of downs in front. This is a real big 3rd and 2 coming up for the Lakeland Hawks. You got to think they're going on the ground once again, and they do come out in a jumbo set, not one wideout out there. And Lovey Wild, oh man, gets blown up in the backfield there.
Great play there by Jonathan Hansen, who's been making plays on both sides of the ball. Just a bowling ball there, knocking over Lovey Wild, and a huge stop on 3rd down, bringing up 4th down.
2 minutes and 15 seconds to go. Timberlake will call a timeout. Gotta think the Hawks are punting this one away. Coach Schroeder comes to talk to his offense. Obviously, it's 4th and 2. If you do pick this one up, the game's all but over. With Timberlake only having 1 timeout now. But obviously, there's the gamble. If you don't get it, Timberlake is a heck of a.
Yeah, I don't think you can even consider going for this right here. 4th and 3 in your own territory. 2 minutes left. You have to punt this.
And if you do punt, I mean, you flip field position, put the game back in the hands of your defense, who did just deliver earlier with a tough stop. That being said, Coach Schroeder has also seen the explosiveness of this Timberlake offense. But one thing I think that he has to take into account, in my opinion, is the fact that the Timberlake offense, as explosive as it is, it's generated on the ground to keep this clock moving, which is exactly what the Hawks need. So, that being said, we'll see how the Hawks line up here, but it's looking like they're going for it here on 4th and 2.
I do not agree with this play call very much, but it looks like
We'll see if it works out.
Trying to draw them off sides.
That is a strong possibility. And Lakeland does call a timeout. You called it perfectly. I believe they were just trying to pull them off sides, maybe get this first down, give Timberlake to give them a freebie, which would have been huge. But instead, they call a timeout, and now it looks like they will probably punt this ball away, you would guess, which would mean the Timberlake Tigers have 2 minutes and 15 seconds to go however far Peyton Hillman can punt this football and get back into the end zone for the 4th time today.
Yeah, and I think this is the right call to punt the ball away here. We've seen this Hawks defense has not struggled whatsoever in the second half. Really just buckled down. I don't know what it is that's made their defense so much more effective in this. Both offenses have slowed down significantly in this half, but specifically the Hawks defense has been able to find that weak spot in Timberlake and have been able to attack it. Especially we've seen it on the stands down there. Just the Hawks were an immovable object down there. Looking to see if Peyton Hillman can get a good boot under the. No,
I'm excited to see the Hawks going for it because it looks like they are 4th and 2. If they can pick this up, the game is all but over. Oh, false start. Well, could be worse. We could have not picked up the 4th down. Instead, there will be a false start that'll back us up 5 yards. And now I don't want to. But that's Coach Schroeder's call, and he'll do what he does and what he believes will be most successful for his team. That being said, with 4th and 7, you gotta think that might change up the game plan a little bit. Looked like they wanted to get another sneak with Hillman. Now we'll see what he does. 4th and 7. It does look like a unit change is coming in. They will punt this ball away. Not the worst thing that could have happened for the Hawks, but definitely not the best either.
Yeah, man, I guess the only thing it does, it just makes the decision easier on you as Hillman's backed up a little bit further now, but it looked like Hillman had enough to get the first down on that QB sneak. Just a shame. We'll see if his leg can make
here.
a
And another penalty. You gotta think it's another false start on the Hawks. And man, that is killer. In such big moments, giving up field position right now. It's 5 yards, but it's 5 yards. The Timberlake will be closer to the end zone with 2 minutes and 12 seconds remaining, as well as 1 timeout in the pocket of Coach Kelly Amos. And it would be great for the Hawks if Peyton Hillman is able to just let one loose here. Obviously, he's also the backup punter, not only the backup quarterback here for the Hawks. But it'd be great if he could just let one loose here.
Yeah, we see the Timberlake returner standing at just the 46-yard line. That's Cooper Lenz, who is we've seen him in the backfield making quite a difference in this one, so I assume he's got the potential to run a kickback.
They need 2:14 on the clock.
Seems like that's getting fixed. And they'll put 2 more seconds back on the clock here for Timberlake. So 2 minutes and 14 seconds for the Timberlake Tigers to march down the field. Let's see how far they have to go based on this punt here by Peyton Hillman. And is it a fake? It's a fake!
It's a fake.
It's a fake punt.
No, they're taking the safety.
Oh, they're taking the safety. Ballsy move there from Coach Schroeder as Peyton Hillman kills as much time as he can and takes the safety. That's an interesting move.
A statement.
And that is Coach Schroeder saying, I'm going to gamble on my defense.
And now he's going to gamble on Owen Forsman's ability to boot this one.
Absolutely. I mean, if Owen could just get a handle on this ball and send it, and the Hawks are able to... We saw earlier, Cooper Lenz had some tough returns. But if Owen is able to just get a handle on this ball, and they're able to cover well, that could be a great play call there from Coach Schroeder. I mean, either way this goes, you got to think, that's a smart play from Coach Schroeder. I didn't even consider taking a safety.
What was going on?
I saw Peyton Hillman dropping back and not looking to pass, and I was like, what is happening? Taking the safety. You see that a lot of times at the professional level, guys trying to, not a lot of times, very rarely. Or guys trying to just burn the clock out, they'll take the safety. With 2 minutes, I mean, Coach Schroeder, the only negative downside of that now is that not only did Timberlake just a touchdown wins it, they don't need any extra points. It's just something that they've struggled with in this game. The upside to not doing that would have been punting that ball away, and Timberlake has to not only score, but also put in a 2-point conversion, which they've struggled with all day long. Now, anything they put in the end zone, ball game. So Coach Schroeder just said, I'm going to bet on my defense, Kelly, and said they will be better than your offense for 2 minutes. And here it comes, down to the wire. Owen Forsman with a big kick coming off here. Obviously, he's got a heck of a leg. We're hoping that he sends this one. 2 minutes left.
This is what it all comes down to.
Homecoming night.
Huge game.
Rivalry game. 2 minutes left, and the energy in the stadium right now.
You have seen in some big games before, like Ravens 49ers Super Bowl, where the punter will take the ball out in the back of the end zone for the winning team, and they're going to end up getting the victory with a good defensive performance.
Owen Forsman with a little bit of a squib, trying to be good return.
And Lenz
does a solid job. Lenz gets to about the 49. No, sorry, 44 mathematics. Minute 52 now for Timberlake. They've got 56 yards for the game. Stop.
I guess that's why you take that safety, because it's still a touchdown needed for Timberlake here. It really doesn't change the complexion of the game much, except for you consider the fact that Timberlake could have had the ball down by the end zone, and now they have it in their own territory. So I think, honestly, Mike Schroeder made the best call, and I think that's just part of his play calling genius. Meidinger throws it incomplete, dropped by Yetter. An unfortunate drop there by Yetter. And what has surprised you in this game, Ben? Because this game has definitely been a lot of unexpected plays, in my opinion.
Oh, absolutely. Tons of explosive plays, a couple of trick plays thrown in by both squads, a couple of turnovers on both sides, interesting plays, and now the Hawks, as Ezra Benson is hyped, just need to stop. And they're starting to get one. You count here in the game.
You gotta be pass right here.
Oh, man. Huge play here. And the Tigers are going no huddle. They're just going. They need to get this play off quickly.
Yep.
Minute and 26. They still have time, but they're trying to get it off. And, oh my goodness, that is a penalty from number 86, Brandon McDougal, as he was lined up in the incorrect position. That'll be a false start. Back up the Tigers 5 more. It will start. The clock is now at minute 22. No longer counting because of the penalty, but that backs up the Tigers 5 more, makes the Hawks' job just a little bit easier here. Brings up 3rd and 14 now for the Tigers.
Yeah, just.
And now the clock is running. And I don't know if the Tigers know it. They're jogging on and off the field. And precious seconds are going away. An offensive penalty is committed. The clock keeps running. He's got Jacob Yetter. Zach Kinkler needs to make this tackle. And he does. Does he keep him in bounds? Yes, he does! The clock keeps rolling. That is huge. One he gets out of bounds there. That is a big play from Jacob Yetter. Already a big play. And now it looks like Timberlake might be forced to use that third timeout. 51 seconds left. The clock stops.
Zach Kinkler making that play there.
Huge tackle from Zach Kinkler. Because, man, Jacob Yetter's got a lot of athleticism, a lot of speed down there on the sideline. If he lets that rip, that could be a big problem for him. They didn't use a timeout. The officials simply stopped the clock to respot the ball. Now there's 46 seconds and counting. The Tigers have to hurry back up to the line. And looking good for the Hawks right now. Barring anything great from the Tigers. Must be too soon. Person jinx it. Fourth down. A stop wins the Hawks the game.
And the handoff to Lenz.
Oh, man. Oh, man. Did he make it? Oh, man. It's close. I don't want to call it. Oh, they might bring the chains. Oh, my goodness. Hawks think it's their ball. Timberlake thinks they made it.
No.
Oh, man. The white cap. And neither can the Lakeland fan base. That being said, this clock, as soon as they spot this ball, oh no, Timberlake calls their timeout. So they will call their final timeout.
Spot.
And Schroeder's confused on why this clock isn't running. If Timberlake did call a timeout, I believe, is what's by the far sideline judge is calling for a Timberlake timeout to stop this clock. Because if they did it, this clock should have been rolling. And that's what Coach Schroeder's argument right now is with the referee. There is a timeout called by Timberlake. That will be their last one, which is they have 29 seconds to go 46 yards against this Hawks defense, which has been so killer right now in the second half. And Coach Schroeder gets a flag thrown. He was making his point to the official, and the official didn't necessarily like how he was doing it. And earlier in this game, the Hawks did get a sideline warning. So this time, this means this one's probably not a warning. This is going to be some yardage for the Hawks, and man, that costs you a little bit. Such a close game. Hopefully this won't come back to bite the Hawks.
But, you know, with no timeouts for Timberlake, it's not like that changes their game plan, you know.
Exactly. 5 yards. Coach Schroeder made his point. Not that he'd like to not have those 5 yards back, but I don't think it'll kill the Hawks. Hopefully. I don't want to speak too soon, of course, with 29 seconds left. Still now 41 yards to go for the Timberlake Tigers against this Hawks defense. Obviously, Timberlake has shown explosion before, mostly in their run game. We'll see how often they run now, with no timeouts remaining. And if the Hawks can come away with a 20-24 victory on homecoming night, I guess we'll see here, Lynn. Use it, man.
Neither sideline looks happy right now as we've got a chippy game.
Ooh, baby, here we go.
29 seconds.
And
what?
the clock and the referee stops the clock.
What is happening?
Man, another stoppage here from the referee. And the fans are not
Oh
happy.
my goodness.
And here we go. The ball is now. We're live.
Mike here takes a snap. 3-step drop. Dropping back. Throws it.
He's got his man! No!
Remember, that is a 15-yard penalty, which is actually going to help out. Scenario. Going to go to the 20. Timberlake. Man.
Oh, no. And I mean, just a hair early was Zach Kinkler. He made a heck of a play on the ball. And there's no penalty! The penalty is way. That's a huge call. I agree with that. Obviously, I'm a hometown announcer. But it looked like Kinkler got there right as the ball got there. And the head official agrees with me, waves the flag away. No penalty. Great defense there from Zachary Kinkler. Played a bit of a lick. Hope Cooper Lenz is all right. Looks like he will be, as team trainers did have to come out and take a look at him. So he will go to the sideline for at least one play. But it looks like he's okay. He took a bit of a sting there. Heck of a hit from Zach Kinkler to break up that pass. Now only 23 seconds left. The clock did stop on the incomplete pass. But it's huge with that flag out of the way.
Somewhat of a makeup call after. He hits Yetter.
There it is, Yetter. Heck of an
Near
athlete.
sideline, and he gets out of bounds at the 30.
Nice.
Oh goodness, and Timberlake just driving down the field.
Keeping this a ball
Trying
game.
to make this a close
16
game.
seconds remaining right now in the game. Fourth quarter. Timberlake still needs to go 31 yards. Oh man, I cannot tell you the emotion right now. Not only running through me, but definitely running through all of these fans, all of these players on homecoming night against Timberlake, a rival school. Heck of a game. Here we go.
Right. He's got pressure. He rolls right in his face.
He threw it away. Pressure there by senior. Hands fluid. Yards to go.
Have to go 31 yards, and they have one, maybe two plays, shots at the end zone here.
Oh man!
It all comes down
The
to
butterflies are rolling. It does. He's been their top receiver all night tonight. He's been. Sacks, two senior DBs for the Lakeland Hawks close the gap. Oh man, he had Jacob Yetter. Jacob Yetter will be kicking himself. That being said, one tick remains on the clock. More play for the Timberlake Tigers. To be the final play, regardless.
Meininger
Drops back.
rolling right.
He's got lens deep.
Throwing it.
He hunts it.
It's on homecoming now.
Ron Riley lets them know. And wow, what a game for the Lakeland Hawks. They beat the Timberlake Tigers here at Corbin Field on homecoming night, 28-24. Is flew with a big pressure at the end of the game to force an incompletion. Heck of a game from both teams, both high-powered, high-quality programs within the Lakeland School District. Wow. Wow.